You're chatting, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and I was doing the Kroger order, and
No
yeah,
worries.
so yeah, D&D
Okay.
the game. Yep.
You
Okay.
guys are 3 days away from the Grand Temple slash Cathedral. You scryed on Megan, who was fighting some kind of demon, and survived it. Apparently, you informed her that you guys were on your way to Orin. Um, you guys found a refugee with a body, uh, a refugee, body of a refugee filled with arrows on your way, and happened to bury them. Pink got a new rat friend, and Pink is currently not here today. And you discovered that the dragon Septimus managed to find some way of getting out of his brand that the Bloodhunter put on him. Would anybody like to add to that assessment from last week, or not 2 weeks ago?
Hmm.
I think you got everything.
Um. Nope.
I think we're good.
Oh, good. It did some new broadcasting. Excellent. All right then. Let's see. So you got. Oh, that's right. The other thing that happened with you guys that I nearly forgot was that you managed to get down and hide while a group of goblinoids passed by.
Yeah.
They had a conversation with Sir Lancelot, trying to persuade him to join. However, Sir Lancelot managed to convince them that no, he has other business, and basically he has a free pass past them. Meanwhile, Clay hid in the bushes and used his mage hand to steal something off of one of the goblins, and stuffed it quickly into his bag, not aware of what it did. He has
Oh,
no.
I'll find out.
Yes, you will find out, but it won't
Hey,
be immediately.
I also got a katana.
Yes, and you got a katana. So, I believe at this point everybody is gathering themselves back together, rehitching the horses, and getting ready to continue traveling to the west. So, party, what would you guys like to do?
Shall we load up?
Travel.
Yeah, get back on the cart.
Hmm?
Everything will be fine.
Need to head west anyway, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna be inspecting my new blade just to make sure it works and stuff.
Yeah, it works.
And
It's a it's a sword. It specs itself as a katana.
Uh-huh.
I swear to God, if we get any more magic swords, you guys are gonna have to change y'all's name.
I don't have a magic sword though.
You don't know that.
True, I guess. Fair.
Prominent
Here's
will
your-
do her usual thing where she goes alongside the cart with Lancelot and Rhinestone.
Holly chuckles a bit to herself. Makes me think of the stories of the spirit blades when you say magic swords like that. Although it's not so funny when we realize we've seen one of them.
I mean, weren't they supposed to be like good swords?
Good. It depends on the point of view. They are blades that saved the world against some sort of chaos back in. She thinks for a moment. Supposedly, many tens of thousands of years ago. A really old empire.
Was the pancake sword one of them?
Oh no! Something far more powerful than that. They're called spirit blades for a reason.
Ah, the crap sword.
Hey, Clay,
Yes.
hand that sword here. I'll see if there's any magic in it.
Sure, here you go.
And as we are traveling, I will cast Identify as a ritual.
Okay. And it is not magical.
I,
There you go. Completely mundane.
I stole it off a goblin. I would be impressed if all of the goblins had magical swords.
They're running. With someone running around on full plate, I wouldn't be surprised.
I guess. Fair.
They're very organized.
Were you part of something similar, Lancelot?
No.
Alright.
All right. So, who is? Let's see. You've already spotted that encounter in time. Hearing those horses really saved you because it's unlikely they would have been so pleasant had they seen so many non-goblinoids around. That means that you're going to continue on towards the evening in relative safety. And so you guys continue on. Evening. Who is going to take first watch once you set up camp?
I'll take first watch.
All right.
I'll join them for first. So me and Clay.
Yep.
All right. Who has second watch?
I'll take a second watch.
Anyone going watching with Amunet?
I'll watch with Amulet.
Let's see. Holly and Kage will take third watch. Pink and Grizzdrap will take fourth. Grizzdrap's trying to do her
cool.
part.
Kurt
Leaving
will sleep all night.
Kurt and Sir Lancelot to sleep. Yep. All right. So Clay and Cal. Please roll me perception checks.
Yes. Pardon the clicking. I was just getting my name switched back.
You don't have to keep doing that, you know. Just put out a generic name like the rest of us.
Well, it's a habit from gaming. I like to have my name what I'm addressed as in that game,
Okay.
just to make it easier for people.
Okay, so that's where you are on the road right now. Oops. Alright. Do you guys wish to talk about anything, or are you just putting up a watch?
I mean, we'll just be putting up a watch.
The two of us don't really have much to talk about.
Yeah, I'll work on some clues while I'm watching. Like, I'll go into my bag and like net on something, or try to when I go into my bag.
What are you attempting to pull out of your bag?
I'm working on like the shoes right now, so I'm
Okay.
trying to find some leather.
Roll me a 1d100. Alright. The leather is in the same condition it went into your bag, so it looks fine.
Oh, work.
And please put a note of that on your leather, that your leather is still fine. That way, if you pull it out again, it'll be in the same condition.
Didn't we already figure out which was damaged and which wasn't?
Out of character, you figured some stuff
I
out.
said some things, but I'm also doing certain things to determine how long it's going to take you to find out what happened by making you roll for each item in particular.
Oh God.
Hey, you make it lucky in some of the stuff that you really want. So basically, you could get really lucky, and a lot of your gear could be fine, or you could get very unlucky, and this could be the only thing that's perfectly salvageable.
Ooh.
Oh man, my process is gonna have to start over again. I don't like that.
Okay, so Clay spends his watch keeping an eye on things and working on his leather.
And I will get my stuff set up for my potion making after this watch.
Okay. So once that watch ends, Char and Immunette. And what are you two doing together?
Oh, interesting. So D&D Beyond, out of character, D&D Beyond just implemented this new dice roller thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, it is not working with Beyond 20 now.
What does that mean?
There's an add-on for Google Chrome where you can roll directly from your D&D Beyond sheet,
Ah.
and it is not linking up anymore.
Does that mean it's affecting Avery, which everybody uses that I know of?
Probably not, because
Okay.
they're directly importing Avery.
All
This
right.
is something that's through
Yeah.
independent.
Yeah, since I use Avery, if I'm not actually on the thing, it's, you know,
Every works.
sweet.
No. Yeah.
Right, it
'Cause
keeps
I
getting
know
locks
that
at
they're
work.
implementing
Or half work.
it. It's fine.
Yeah, I was just rolling it to see if it worked.
No, I
That's
was just
what's possible from
pointing out that I completely forgot what race you're playing.
Yep.
No,
Though
yeah,
he's very much blue,
Yeah.
not green.
maybe if I turn off the dice. Let's see.
Alright.
Turn that off.
So you spend your watch not seeing anything. Everything's quiet.
Yep, it's the dice thing. Just ignore that second roll. Okay. Got it. Okay. Almanac will sit with Char and just she'll pull out her alchemy kit and just sit and do some tests, I guess.
What are you trying to test?
Yeah, I'm trying to see what she's got.
I still have that Bodak fluid. Wait, no, I didn't delete it. Dormy.
She has a vial of Nopic goo and a vial of Nopic ash. I don't know if there's, excuse me, anything she could do with the goo.
Well, you are currently distracted, keeping an eye out for things.
Yeah.
And if you wanna, if you wanna test, it'll be at disadvantage.
I mean, Char gave her shit for not watching out, for not being good on the lookout, so maybe she won't test.
Can you spell that, please? I don't think I've spelled either. We didn't spell that correctly, or I misheard you.
What?
Can you type it out? I think I misheard you. What you said. You were
Of
testing.
what she?
What you were thinking about
No.
testing.
Oh,
Nope, that's actually what I wrote in there, and I can't find it anywhere.
or
Trying
is
to
it a Nothic?
That could be it. It's like,
Little one-eyed little creatures.
yeah. That's nothing. That's not nothing.
So she might like reach for her like alchemy kit, and then like I don't know if Char's gonna like give her a dirty look, and she might.
No.
All right. It'll still be at disadvantage because you already rolled your perception checks.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
Let's see. Intelligence.
Yes, you can use intelligence with your alchemy kit.
Oh, sorry. I accidentally clicked. Well, that I'll click for disadvantage. but,
Yeah.
It's gonna be not good. Yeah.
Yeah. You try to test, but you end up using up the sample without finding out anything interesting about it.
So both the goo and the ash.
During this watch, you would only have time for the goo.
Boop, boop, delete. And she doesn't have that anymore because she ate poison. Okay.
Yeah, Char, go way to Holly and Kage. They don't see anything. And the watch for Pink and Grishdop is fine. you guys up a bit. You're there. It is now 2 days till the Grand Temple. So who is going to be taking full advantage of the... Oh, and Stormtossed, your alchemy supplies. You made another really weak potion.
All right. And what is that again? D4 plus 4? D4 plus 2?
Yeah, it's basically something a little bit weaker than the standard healing potion.
Okay.
Alright. So, moving on. Who is going to be taking charge? We already have Pankesis driving things down the road, but who is going to be taking charge of observations?
I will.
Alright, roll a perception check.
Can I roll higher than a 10?
Apparently not.
No.
You rolled a 2.
I know.
Not only that, he also rolled a 9. So neither roll was higher than a 10. 4 rolls, and only one of them is higher than a 10.
So, as you progress on, you come across a group of people just walking. There is about, let's see, how many people in total? 5 people. It looks like a family. 3 adults, 2 children. They're carrying like small packs. Their clothes look very worn, and they look kind of sunbeaten and haggard as they continue basically walking past you along the trail. Along the road. They just kind of nod as they go by and continue their way south and east, most likely heading towards Exeter. Alright, continuing on. Evening comes. Who is taking watches again?
During the day while they're walking, can Aminette do her usual like scavenging to help Kurt out with cooking?
Sure, go for scavenge and survival check from Kurt for cooking.
Do you want survival for looking for stuff too?
Yeah, you're on survival. Oh yeah, sorry. You're both on doing survival checks, but your survival check is for scouting and scavenging, and Kurt is on cooking duty.
Alright, should I roll for cooking then?
Yes.
I have proficiency in cooking utensils. Should I use
Yes.
that instead?
Yes, you should.
What should I use? For attribute?
What's whatever is used for survival. So I believe it's wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah. So you use your wisdom then.
Nice.
Nice.
Almost a natural 20.
So, Aminette manages to find only a handful of non-poisonous berries and brings them back to you. But you, Kurt,
I make them non-poisonous.
no, it's not. They're non-poisonous to begin with. But you, Kurt, with your cook's proficiency, make the equivalent of a feast from the stock from the stock you have on hand, plus the meager contribution that Aminette brung. You managed to use those berries and just ignite the flavor profile of your food, making the bear meat that you're calling boring into something less boring. It is excellent food.
People can have a little.
Is it bearable?
I made it better.
It's far more than bearable. It is exquisite. It's like how in the world did he manage to make a gourmet meal out of scavenged berries, a little bit of salt, and bear meat?
I have some spices.
Yes.
I only have bear meat for another 2 days now. So soon we're gonna have to hunt something.
Sorry, I couldn't
This is
find
fine.
more Kurt.
It's fine.
Well, we
Mine
should be
elsewhere.
we should be at the crossroads by then. There's it's right past the one river and is right on the border of another, so you should be fine.
Good.
All right.
Would be best if we found something interesting though.
Well, when it comes to it, I'd happily go for a hunt with you.
Alright. Who's on first watch?
Kurt takes first this night.
What's wrong, Kurt?
Alright, roll perception checks.
Perception. Oof.
Where's my perception? There it is.
Alright, you see nothing. Pink and Grisdrop will take second. They see nothing. Who's taking third?
I'll take third.
I was going to play.
Alright. Perception check, and of course, if you wish to talk.
Chirp, chirp. My character really likes 14. Jesus Christ.
Hey,
Every
Char managed to make a roll higher than a 10.
No, he rolled a 5.
No, I rolled a 5.
And the 24 next to it.
Yeah, but the 24 doesn't matter.
I know. Still.
Fine.
That's the
If,
problem.
if you counted the 7 earlier, then the 24 plays here.
I didn't count the 7
Somebody
earlier.
else did. Anyway.
I did.
Let's see. So for final watch, because you guys see nothing, will be Kage and Holly. And they don't see anything either. Oh yeah. It's another quiet evening.
Do I add another weak potion to the count?
Where's your? Oh, there's your alchemist supplies. Yeah, another weak potion to the count. How much supply do you have left?
Just a pound of generic supplies.
Did
If
we?
you want to say I'm out, then by all means, because I know I've produced quite a few.
Yeah, I think you might have 2 more uses of it left.
Okay.
All
I
right.
was like, next rest, I will go and say ahead of time, I'll try and put all of it into it to try to make something a little more potent.
Okay.
So I'll use it all in one.
Which would give you advantage, but
Okay.
just remind me at the time. Who is taking perception?
Eventually, I'm going to roll higher than a 10. I will.
Come on, Scout.
I'll help with the last one.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell, man.
Oh wait, that should be a 23. Gotta love that natural 11 though.
Technically, that could still be a pass, because it's a skill check.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's true. And I have stated before that unless I say otherwise, that skill checks do not automatic nat 20 or nat 1. So, but there are there are sometimes cases where that will be the case, where it's like, okay, nat 1 on this particular one because of the DC that I set it at will be, or specifics about it, the situation. Nat 1 will be an automatic loss, or nat 20 will be an automatic win, even if it seems like it should be impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like doing that sometimes. But it's like one of those things where it's saying that that's a circumstance one.
One of these days, I'll roll higher than a 10 on my perception.
And as you continue on to the west and north on this road, heading towards the river, you do see another group of refugees. This one only has 2 people. A man and a woman. They also, they look like they're very trail worn, trail haggard and have packs on them. But they look a little, they look like they've had at least one good meal recently. So they don't look like they're starving. Continuing on, you guys eventually, as the sun begins to close down, make it to the same river, but near the source of it that you passed over earlier, heading northward towards the air temple. This one is at a very different point, but it is the same river. guys.
We'll set up camp, I guess. The people that were
They're
passing
they're
by the...
they're far away. That was a couple
Okay.
hours ago now.
Oh, okay.
We'll do her foraging thing. See if she can find
Alright.
anything for Kurt.
In this case, also roll me a perception check. The grass.
Oh, wait, how many did... Oh, I
The
need to
grass
take
is
down-
is fairly high here, along the banks of the river. And as you are, gathering things up, pulling together, trying to find some good foods, you see what looks like a tail, a scaly tail, kind of poking out of one grass and wiggling a bit. It's kind of, more of a, wheat grass, maybe slightly gold in color.
Color's the tail.
What?
What size is the tail?
That's my next question.
Looks like, just kind of smallish. Hold on one second. Kind of not tiny by any rate, but not anything really big. Something wiggling backwards in the grass as if it's attempting to hide from you, or perhaps being playful, depending. But hold on a second. Oh, actually, no. It's not quite that small. My bad. I was looking at the wrong thing.
Oh,
No, it's actually no much larger than that. But it is whatever it is. It's crouched down into the grass, and the tail is kind of sticking out, much like a large snake. So it's actually not small. I kept anticipating
Can
it's
you
something
do
much smaller.
Sort of nature check, or
Sure.
trying to figure out what this is. Okay.
I already know.
I mean, I have a feeling I know what it is, but
Oh, God.
You're looking at it, and you kind of peer into the grass more and notice that there's a rather decently sized head looking back at you. It's like just kind of tilting its head, making a murring sound, before it kind of sticks its entire snout out, which kind of reveals that it is a large-sized creature that has been attempting to hide in this grass. And you definitely see that it looks to be some kind of dragon.
what?
I thought it would be a bone naga.
I thought it was a crocodile.
No. Nope, but it might
dragon?
be playing,
It's-
pretending to be a crocodile.
It's skeletal?
Nope.
No.
Nope. It said
Oh.
I said kind of wheat colored thing, and it's river
Oh.
grass, so it's
I
It's
heard
only
bony
semi-hidden by
tail,
that.
and I was like, oh, God.
Well,
Oh,
scaly.
oh, tail. Oh,
scaly, kind of wheatgrass colored.
Amanet's gonna. Wait, is anybody around her, or is this just Amanet?
You wandered off by yourself
Yeah.
to find provisions.
Oh,
This is just
God.
you,
That's what I
Aminette.
thought. That's what I thought. That's why I was confused while Clay was talking. I was like, wait. I
Kurt
thought it
is
was by
setting up the
myself.
pot, waiting for you to
Yeah.
return.
Oh God. Okay, so dragon. All right.
Yes, the dragon is
what
currently.
color is the dragon?
I've said this like 3 times now. It's kind of a wheatgrass color, somewhat
Okay.
golden.
I feel like she would know enough about dragons to know gold isn't the worst of colors for dragon.
Mm-hmm.
She will turn around and crouch down. She will offer. Hold on. She has some rations on her, actually. Yeah, she'll take out, I guess, some jerky from one of her rations, and she'll hold it out to try to get the little dragon to come towards her.
Yeah. Well, it's not really little. It's technically large, but it is acting like it's a lot smaller as it creeps out from the tall grass. kind of like showing off that, how did something so big hide in there? But then again, things like crocodiles tend to hide in that place too, and they're also probably large. It
What are
kind of
you
sniffs
doing
at your
down here?
hand, and it kind of sits down, which would probably bring it to eye level. Well, it's now probably slightly looking down at you because you're crouched. Uh, but it's like, takes a bite out of the jerky, and chews for a moment,
Can
and then
you
it kind of
talk?
tilts its head.
I know
Little.
some dragons can.
Little bit. Little bit.
What are you doing out here?
Like river. It's nice.
Rivers are nice. I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting to see a dragon. She's kind of taken out aback a little bit.
Well, I wasn't expecting to see that many humans around here. Or
It's-
humanoids that, you're technically since you're technically an Asimar, but,
Mhm.
you're human-y.
Well, I. What would she do? I'm thinking. I'm at a loss right now. Just give me a second. Hold on.
It's okay.
So here's the problem that I'm dealing with in my head. I'm like, bring the dragon back to camp. Kurt's gonna be like, dinner. Well done.
That dragon. That dragon.
Dragon.
I'm sure a lot of the party would disagree about eating the dragon as well.
Yep.
Because, Volt is a dragon rider or something.
Yes.
Sure, and
He's not in. He's not with you at the moment, though. His brother is.
Yeah.
alright, sure, sorry. Duh.
His
But
brother,
would
the-
his brother be
his-
like, oh
his
yeah,
brother, the
dragon,
monk.
sure. His brother would still be the same.
Oh no, you know what you have to worry about is Grinch would be Grinchdraft's reaction to that.
Oh yeah, sure, but what they don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take this dragon away and bash it over the head behind a bush.
Yeah, because bashing it over the head is totally not gonna piss it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
She doesn't want to piss off the dragon. She knows a fair amount about magical beings. She knows she kind of, I guess in her mind, she kind of sees this as like a good omen. All right. I can. This is. Sorry, off guard. I genuinely don't mean you any harm. I'm a little surprised seeing you here. We're just passing through on our way to the town on the other side of this river. We've
You-
seen.
Heading over the bridge. There's no town, only the cathedral.
Oh, that we're going to the cathedral. Yes, I believe. I don't know. We've seen a lot of people on the road. Refugees. Do you know why?
I don't know. It's been curious that more and more humans have been coming by lately. I haven't been able to figure out why they've been doing that, and some have wandered lost along the side of the river, coming close to my home. So I've been coming down here.
Well, How about this? If you want, I can lead you back to the group that I'm with. Might be a good thing for them to see.
Why's
don't
that?
Well, gold dragons are always a good omen. I don't remember where this is. She kind of shakes her head a little bit, like she's recalling a memory, but she can't.
Saw
can't.
a big dragon flying across the sky with several smaller ones the other day. It did not look friendly.
No, necromancer
Mm.
by the name of Septimus. We were trying to.
Looked scary.
We were trying to stop him from. Do you know the temples in this land?
I know the cathedral.
Okay.
I used to visit occasionally as a wormling. Get food from the monks there.
Well, that dragon is doing a great evil on this land and trying to bring back the chaos, I guess. We're trying to stop it.
Do you have any gems? The dragon looks hopeful.
Player looks in bag.
Character probably looks in bag too.
Yeah. I don't have any gems, but I do have some gold.
I would enjoy some gold.
She will give her what gold. She'll give the dragon what gold she has, which is minus that to 0.
Oh, how much gold is that?
9 gold.
Yeah, the dragon kind of laps it all up, kind of tilting its head back and just kind of gulping a bit.
And she's got 10 platinum too.
Not the platinum. She just the dragon just
just
takes
the
the gold.
Okay. Well, I have. Yeah, that's supposed to be there. That's not Electrum. We don't deal with that bullshit here.
We don't deal with Electrum in our place.
Yeah, the other time I've dealt with Electrum was when playing Curse of Strahd.
You know.
It's like everything's a nice 10 digit, and then there's Electrum.
Yeah. It's like,
Hmm.
why? It's weird looking at you. I'm remembering some. And she's like holding her head. She's like a past life or something is coming back. It's weird. I don't know. And she kind of shakes it off. But I do think that there might be some people that I'm traveling with that would see you as a good omen as well. And for the most part, I feel
Roll a
like
persuasion check.
they wouldn't mean you any harm. For the most part. Persuasion. Oh, good. Yeah, you're charismatic, aren't you? No, you're not.
Oh,
But
I teetered on a 5 on the thing.
yeah, it did.
The dragon's the dragon's face little furls on the side of its head just kind of like flap up and looks anticipatory as it kind of like stands a bit like riveting its breath back. I would be interested in meeting them.
I do have one favor to ask. Just because I came out here to find something for dinner, and you seem very capable, looks at the river, can you catch me like a fish so I can bring it back to our cook so he doesn't ask where the
All
meat
right.
is? Okay.
The dragon immediately... you barely see the dragon move as it dives down into the water, and as it comes back, its throat seems to be puffed out, kind of like a pelican, and immediately it kind of waddles over to a little spot in the ground, which is semi-clear, which is far enough away from the river, and just onto it, and several fish, rather decent-sized fish, flop out. they're still alive and they're flopping, but they're not going to be alive for very much longer. They are
Yeah.
suffocating.
Thank you. What's your name, by the way?
Sorry, dropped
You have a
something.
name? Oh, you're good.
I am Isthmus.
Isthmus. I'm gonna. Thank you for the fish. And she'll gather him up in her. She'll put him in the bag
No.
of holding.
My pen, Lyra. Sorry, guys. My cat seems to.
Problems.
Yeah, my cat seems to think that my pen is something she can chew on. All right, so the young gold dragon with the hard to pronounce name follows you back to camp, and it is of course a large-sized creature. Let me pull out a token for you.
I went to the river and all I got was a fish and a dragon.
Basically, yes.
So long, and thanks for the fish.
I loved those books growing up.
Yeah.
So that's what you guys
Ahmed will
say.
lead first, and just be like, hold up a hand. So, I met somebody down by the river.
Sure, mine's probably pitting.
Kurt, I found dinner. Oh, I got some fish, thanks to this friend. Its name is Isthmus. And she'll step aside. Everybody, just remain calm. This is a good thing. And she'll step aside and let the dragon walk forward.
Dragon follows Amunet in and kind of tilts its head, looking back and forth at the group of you.
This is the group I was traveling with. We're trying to figure out and save what's going on with this land, but we mean no harm to you.
Lots of things going on in this land.
I feel like Sir Lancelot would do like the kind of the warrior salute and kind of bow, because metallic dragon. There's and being from Zaladin, I imagine that's more.
Yeah, because you probably wouldn't have seen a gold before. You've seen brass and bronze dragons before, and the dragon kind of nods its head a bit.
Kurt is definitely looking at the dragon, looking back and forth between his pot and the dragon.
And you're rewarded with several large fish.
Oh,
Well, technically they're like small to medium sized, but large for fish.
right. Fish. Right. Fish. We're eating fish.
Not the dragon.
Yes, we're eating fish. We're eating fish. Fish. Stew. Yes. Nothing out of the ordinary, no.
Yeah, both
That's
Holly.
A single tear goes down his face.
Not this one. This is a good one.
A tear in your beard.
His beard cries.
Yes, and a little beetle falls out of it from the resulting water pressure.
Yeah, yes, Kurt is going to try to cook whilst being distracted by that in front of him.
So roll me a cooking check at disadvantage, then, please, Kurt.
Disadvantage 12.
It's not that bad.
It's passable. It's nowhere near as amazing as as the bear with berries that you did the other night, but it's food. It's like fish sticks.
Fish sticks out of stew? Wow, I failed.
No, I mean it's taste wise. It's the equivalent of, it's the stew
Okay.
equivalent of fish sticks. Like the way that it's like, why am I eating this? Okay, I'm hungry. It's not. I'm not eating this because it tastes good. It's tolerable. It's food. I'm getting through the night.
So on also because he knows dragons would like shinies. He doesn't realize that the dragon eats the shiny. Would offer 5 gold.
Smith smiles and bows its head again and laps up the 5 gold that Sir Lancelot offers.
It ate gold.
It eats gold.
That is an amazing idea.
Kurt. No. You are not a gold dragon. Wait.
Kage says snarkily, "How do we know he's not a gold dragon?"
Cock's head to the side.
Oh, I'm not.
Oh, I see you.
I am
Hi.
most definitely not. So, why?
I just found him and thought that bring him back. I don't know.
The dragon sits and is now eye level with the people that are standing.
Can't remember why, but for some reason I feel like it's a good omen.
Well, it's not eating us, so I guess yes.
Yet.
I like dragons are good natured.
I don't know, it seems pretty capable of eating me.
It is capable, but as long as you do not.
Hey, I'm capable.
I do not eat people, the dragon informs you.
Good to know.
Gold.
Gold is tasty. As are gems.
Well, I got none of those. Sorry.
Me either.
Pardon my ignorance, Isthmus.
Yes.
But if I may, I've heard that some dragons do love to hoard knowledge. By chance, do you know anything in regards to alchemy?
No, I'm afraid not.
Not a problem at all. Unfortunately, I lost a great deal of my notes and I'm attempting to salvage them. But it's slow
Wow.
going.
Ismith is eating gold. Clearly, he's a gourmet. What do you know about cooking?
I know that things taste better when they have been roasted, especially if you can add some salt and a few interesting herbs to them. Herbs that you can't really eat by themselves.
Well, that's basics. Have you heard of any good recipes or ingredients special to this region, perhaps?
Well, I don't know if people can eat if your sort of people can eat them. It kind of looks at
can.
all of you. But there are some roots from various river plants close to my home that are actually quite tasty when paired with the right type of fish. But they could be toxic to humanoids, I'm not sure.
And these grow along the riverbank or just near your
They grow
home?
in places along the river, this particular river.
Could you describe how they look so that I may find them?
And the dragon offers you up a description and just say that you're gonna say riverbank root plants and like put a note that saying you don't know if it's toxic to humanoids or not, but apparently gold dragons like them with fish.
Perfect. Well, I know what he's going to be looking for now that he's close to a river. Riverbank
This is fun.
root.
So apparently you knew who those dragons that flew overhead the other day were.
Yes, they are. Well, the one is their leader, I suppose. They're all black dragons.
Hmm.
One is a necromancer, the bigger one.
I have heard of black dragons, but I'd never seen one before the other day. They don't tend to frequent this sort of region. I heard they're closer to to the to the mountains to the south. There's some rather warm swamplands that way. Lots of trying to say, uh, lots of excess water from what I hear. That's not in a river.
And he is on a mission to destroy what we all have come to enjoy.
Destroy what?
A
We're thinking
world
balance.
And of balance, yes. A balanced world.
Mm.
Bring everything into darkness.
The dragon looks up at the sky. That would be bad.
Yes. Even teamed up with a vampire.
What's a vampire?
A vampire is like a person, like that cannot go in the sun. They are undead and drink blood.
Hmm. I take it that's a bad thing.
Yes. They will kill and make more of themselves. They have no regard for innocent.
The dragon nods.
So I do not blame them. For one does not blame the hunter for hunting fish.
Fish are tasty. I brought you some.
Yes, quite. I do not blame others for hunting creatures. But when you know the creature is also smart enough to interact with, that is when there should be regret.
So what are the rest of you guys doing during this conversation?
I will attempt to make my last potion.
Okay. You get advantage.
Here's hoping it works out. God damn it.
Nope. You do manage to make 2 weak healing potions, though.
Okay. I'll go ahead and pass them out. One to Kurt, Lance, Clay, and whenever she gets back, I'm in it.
Yeah, and let them know what the actual rolling amount is for that, because it's less than a standard healing potion.
Yep. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Since it's less than a standard healing potion, you need to let them know what to roll for it.
Yep. I believe we said it was a D4 plus 2.
Yeah.
I can remember it's 2 or 4.
It should be in your inventory, on your potion.
So that's a healing potion lesser.
I put D4 plus 4.
Yeah, 1d4 plus 4 instead of 2d4 plus 4, whatever the regular one is.
Mm-hmm.
Put that down. 1d4 plus 4. I already had one since before, I think, so I have 2 now. And I also have a great deal healing potion for some reason.
Pardon me, Smiths.
Yes?
Where do you reside? The
Nearby.
mountain?
No. I have a home by the river.
I don't mean to pry by any means, but I need to find a supply of mithril somewhere, and I'm unsure where to look.
Well, if you go far enough south, once you get to the crossroads, you'll hit you'll hit mountains. You might be able to find a source of mithril there.
I would hope so. But thank you regardless.
You could join me down in the Underdark later.
I
There's-
don't know if I'd be up for that.
There's also a smaller range of mountains to the north of the crossroads. But I think that's where everybody is coming from. The people that keep flooding onto the roads. I'm not sure you'll be able to get up that way.
Indeed, it's a dangerous time.
Hey, is it true that all dragons keep hordes?
We can.
You?
The dragon crosses its front paws over one another and stares at you.
Is that much of a personal question?
Roll a persuasion check, Kurt.
Alright. +0. Oof.
My hoard or lack thereof is my business.
Right. My bad.
Anything else, guys?
Not on my end.
No. It's just taking some a long time.
Alright. So the dragon is keeping a bit of a watch since it's staying with you for now. After you guys finish your stew and brew your potion and go to bed for the evening. Who's taking second watch?
I'll take second.
Alright.
I'll join for a second.
Perception checks, please.
Okie doke. Alright, Sir Lancelot. Do a thing. Yep, that's ballpark.
Jesus.
There's a gold dragon. It's distracting. I get it.
Both rolled that ones.
Oh, that's sad.
No, what's sad is what I rolled on my is there an encounter time, and what I just rolled on the encounter table. I rolled a nat 20 on is there an encounter? You guys are rolling that once. So,
It's fine.
okay, first I need to determine where everybody is on the map. So
Aminette's away from the party.
Char. Okay, Aminette's away from the party. Char and Clay. Oh, right, not Char. Sorry, Sir Lancelot and sorry.
Kurt is sleeping by the embers of the fire.
Okay, so Kurt's there. Kage's there. Sir Lancelot is probably with Clay. Isthmus is camped over here. These guys are all staying there. Let's see. How far away are you from them? I mean, not that far, or are you very far away?
She's pretty far out. She's probably about.
So let's move
at
you
least-
all the way down to the corner of the map then, if that's the
yeah,
case.
she's by herself.
Okay. Well, they are fairly close. So they fail to notice the tremors underground before something emerges. And let's see. I need everybody to roll me a 1d100.
Alrighty. I can do that.
Oh
I have
boy.
that capability.
Everyone.
Yes, everyone.
How's a 96? Is that good? Is that high bad?
Everyone.
You don't know yet. That's okay. Okay.
It's fine. You want
wrong
to
one.
giant death.
But hey,
Oh, cool. Only that many.
we have a gold dragon on our side.
Just fly away.
Well, I'm out. See ya.
Fuck this shit. I'm out.
Okay. So let's
Man,
see.
you guys are noisy. I'm out of here.
Ah.
And what's the other one? Ooh, yeah, that's a bad roll. All right. Aminette, I'm also going to allow you to roll a perception check. All right. So, are you asleep or awake at this point, Aminette?
I was thinking at some point she would probably help out with like watch.
And this is during the
But
first.
not
This is during the
well-
second watch. So,
okay. So
would you be helping out
probably
on the?
not then.
Okay, yeah.
No.
So, Clay, you completely fail to feel the vibrations directly under your feet. Cal, oh, that's right. Cal's also awake. So, Cal, you get to also roll a perception check.
Oh yeah, I'd be awake the whole time, huh?
Yep.
And not distracted since I'm out of ingredients.
So, yeah, you get to also roll your perception check. Okay? So you're the only one that's not surprised, and therefore you actually get to do something this round. As a rather large insectile creature bursts up from the ground almost directly underneath the carriage. Another one directly underneath Clay, which means it gets an instant attack of opportunity against Clay to attack him, and another one underneath Amunette, getting an instant attack of opportunity to attack her.
I'm sorry, did you put me back on the carriage? I could have sworn I had moved my character off.
Oh, move your character then.
Well, I had it right here.
Okay, then
so-
you managed to jump out of the way just in time. So move your yeah, there you go. Because you feel the tremors, and because of your perception, you managed to jump. But Clay and Amunette, are you asleep or awake? You said you were asleep.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I would imagine
So-
that's auto whatever.
Yeah, that's not a crit on you. Clay, you're surprised, but it's not an auto crit. So it's going to immediately burr up underneath of you, and it gets to bite you. It gets advantage on Clay and not a crit advantage on Amunette, but it does not get advantage on Cal. So the first one is against Clay. Oops, that's wrong. That's supposed to be an advantage. So I'm just gonna roll another 1d20 plus 5. 16. Does a 16 hit you? Clay, does a 16 hit you?
Oh, sorry, push the dog. Can I shield when I'm surprised?
No. That's the point of
Uh,
surprise. You don't realize it's happening until you've been hit.
No, but like reaction cast shield. Oh yeah, no.
You've already been hit. Basically, the whole thing happens just as you're getting hit.
Can I? Do I have?
Yeah, you basically get hit. You don't see it. That's the whole thing. And Kenny dodge also doesn't work.
I guess.
You're completely taken aback by this because you rolled a nat 1. And Cal, can you please use push to talk? I keep hearing hit. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but it keeps distracting me.
No, you're good. If it's distracting, by all means, let me know.
Okay, so it basically comes. You don't even notice until the sand falls away from your legs, and suddenly you look down. You're feeling pinchers directly around your body, Clay. And take 14 points of slashing damage and 1 point of acid as it grips you in its jaws.
Don't I get a save?
You get an escape save on your turn.
Okay.
And because, as I said, because Amunet is prone and asleep, whatever I roll here is going to be an advantage, and if it hits, it's critical.
Cool.
Oh, that does that. So I'm gonna roll a second one just for the extra damage. Wait, hold on. Oh wait, that doesn't work because there's added bonuses to that. 2d6 and a 1d6. I'm just gonna roll another 2d6 and a 1d6 and add that on. Do you have resistance to acid?
I don't feel like she does. Let me check D&D Beyond real quick.
So you take
She does.
22 points of damage altogether.
Okay.
Oh no.
And it's going to take a normal swing. The other one is going to.
Do I auto fail that escape thing?
Yeah, you two both auto failed because you were surprised. So.
So we're grappled. Got it.
Yeah. Oops, I did not mean to roll initiative yet. And the last one is going to take a bite at Caladriel. At regular, because he was not surprised. Alright. Initiative time, everyone. Like, Amunet, you're startled awake, feeling this thing close around you and the acid pouring into your body. You suddenly wake up, you find yourself in this creature's jaws. Very far away from your party.
Yep. It's fine.
At least one of my characters rolled high on initiative.
This is the first time I've gotten to launch an attack at you guys while you're sleeping in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Also, just out of
Well, like I said,
curiosity,
I roll a nat 20 on my counter table right when they're rolling nat ones, and it's like, oh my god, yes!
No. Oh my god, no.
Don't forget to roll for the NPCs, those of you who have control of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and real quick, the
Pink,
where
Pink is fast asleep, so I'm just gonna leave him there. By the way, Char, Holly, Kage, Kurt, you're still asleep. Lancelot's awake, Caladriel's awake, of course. But Pink is going to stay fast asleep during all this. But everybody else is asleep. Like I said, Char, Grishop, Holly, and Kage are all asleep. So and Kurt. So you guys will have to be woken up before you can do anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna reroll Holly, but that makes sense for Holly's.
Oh man, I mean that's far away. I just
Mhm.
know
Yeah.
that it's far away.
Yep.
She'll be fine.
That's
She has-
why I was asking her where she was on the map.
I mean, she still has 50 HP. That's like my max HP. She'll be fine.
And as far as you guys can tell, the dragon is also sleeping.
Oh, how
So
Lancelot is.
Kage is asleep. Roll perception check at disadvantage.
Oh yeah, wait. Okay. Perception check. Oh wait, I don't have the advantage toggle on, so. I mean, sorry. Okay. Perception, right?
Mm-hmm. A disadvantage, so he's still asleep. He didn't get shaken awake by the tremors. Char, same deal at disadvantage. All right. You get startled awake. You still have a bonus action you can do. It's noticing the giant insect in front of you,
For my bonus action,
or
shillelagh.
you can attempt to wake somebody else up.
Bonus action, shillelagh.
All right. So
Delilah.
it's like you instantly cast it. Okay. Yeah. Clay, what do you do?
I mean, I'm grappled,
Yes.
so I guess Sir Lancelot is awake, right?
Yeah, he's
Yes,
awake.
I'm staring
Okay.
at this thing that's now in front of me.
I'm just gonna Shadow Blade and then stab this guy, I guess. Not much else to do, I presume. Yeah.
All right. That definitely hits. You do not get sneak attack.
I do, because Lancelot is standing next to me.
Oh, that's right. I was like looking at. Does it count if he hasn't taken his turn yet?
It's not.
It's
hun-
just if an enemy of the enemy is
Okay,
standing
good.
next to it.
All right, cool. So that's
I
28
don't have
points of
advantage
damage.
though.
They're-
But
Yeah.
I don't need advantage for grapples, only if I'm restrained.
All right.
Yeah, you also don't have advantage because you would be in bright light at the moment.
No, you're not. It's nighttime.
Sunblade ain't out yet.
I would imagine that somebody would be out if I'm on watch.
If you're on watch and you're holding the sunblade, yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, then I would have had advantage.
For bright light.
No, I don't know. Maybe. Oh, yeah, that's right. No.
Shadowblade. That's
It's
opposite.
dim lighted.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Why
like the
are
mon-
you here? Go away.
Why are you here?
You two decided you wanted to be
dare.
to be next to each
How
other
dare
on a
you.
watch. Come on.
I had forgotten Shadowblade gives you advantage. Thanks for reminding me of that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Galadriel, what do you wish to do?
I'm going to cast Hex as my bonus action on on that one.
On the one that Clay's fighting?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'd say worry about yourself because you're a wizard. You have even less HP than I do.
I'm a warlock, bitch.
Oh, okay. In that case,
It's a hex, dude. Hexes are not something wizards can do, unless they're multi-class with a warlock. At which point, it's still a warlock feat, or they have the actual feat that gives them warlock ability, certain warlock abilities.
yeah, I forgot.
I will be surprise, Eldritch blasting.
Which one?
The same
Oh,
one. actually.
right there.
Let's see. Do
Does either one
you
hit?
get
14,
this?
15.
I'm trying to remember if you get disadvantage at all if you're standing next to something doing casting spells, but it doesn't matter because your lower thing would still hit it, and those two blasts together kill it. It
Oh.
basically collapses, letting Clay go. The body
Yay.
laying there on the ground.
And
Perfect.
I will shimmy right here and body block for Kurt because I don't have enough action to nudge him.
Okay.
Or can I try to kick him? Just like nudge him with my foot.
The one in front of you rears.
I think he's skirt.
What?
What?
I think he is trying to kick Kurt.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, would I be able to nudge him or am I out of action?
You
Good
use
step on me.
your action. You use your bonus action already to hex, so yeah,
Yep.
you're out of actions.
Could you
At-
use his movement to walk on me?
No.
Yeah.
So the insect thing doesn't move back there. It rears its head back and spits acid at you and Kurt.
Could I attempt to body block for Kurt? It was Cal's intention to try and kind of like.
You would be
Make yourself as
you would be
big as you can.
sacrificing your dexterity saving throw. And if you want, you can take all damage, which means you'd basically taking double damage.
I'll take it.
All right. So, yeah. So you're taking 20 points of damage there,
Okay.
and Kurt is still asleep because he wasn't hit with acid.
Wow, great. I'm having dreams of soup.
Yeah, yeah, Galadriel soup, I guess.
Yeah.
So let's see. Aminette.
Bonus action activating fire crossbow. So Hemocraft die, I believe, is a d6. So 1d6 damage to Aminette. Sweet. Fucking hell. Okay. So
Damn it, I got a hellish rebuked.
6. Aims both crossbows right at the head of this thing as she's like fighting it. Pop, pop.
All right.
Okay. One fire.
That one manages to miss. You basically go to aim, but it's got you in its pinchers, and you thrash around, and the crossbow goes wide into the ground.
Apparently, I didn't update this, so this one, if it hits, no fire damage.
Okay.
Because she only has one activated.
Okay.
So just 8 piercing.
You can also attempt to wiggle free of its grip now. Escape DC is 13.
Athletics.
Yes. Nope, it's still got you in its pinchers.
Cool. That's her turn.
Okay, let's see if the dragon wakes up. Woohoo! Dragon has good perception. The dragon opens its eyes, sees what's going on here, and lets out a bellowing roar around the area, which should trigger everyone else to wake up. It's giving perception. It will now be at advantage for everybody to wake up on their turns. That was its bonus action. With its regular action, it is going to gallop over here. Actually, wait a second. No, it would look around, see that Amunet is in trouble. Let's see if it can make it to her right away. No, it can't. But it is going to use all of its movement, dash with its action to get over here with her. Sir Lancelot.
He is going to move 30, because he sees the dragon's doing whatever it's doing over there. He can't do anything about that because that's way too far away. So he's gonna move 30 feet here, action dash like that, kind of basically all 60 feet to move that way. To do bonus action charger.
All right.
So I'll activate charger and strike at it. Go two-handed,
Nice.
which is the same damage, so 14
All right.
damage. Nice. And I will mark him.
All right. How did you wish to mark it?
With unwavering mark.
Which does what again?
If they decide they want to attack somebody besides me, they have disadvantage, and I get an extra little bonus attack if they damage anybody but me.
Okay. All right. The ink egg that's currently holding holding you will attempt to check, and it gets advantage on its attack on Amunet because you're currently in its jaws. So it's attempting to bite you, but apparently your armor's too tough, and it can't get through the armor at the moment.
Cool.
You feel it biting it, but it's like, the initial bite has probably gotten to your arms a bit, and when it gripped into you, But this time it's like, it's just not quite getting there. It's not quite breaking skin. Tinker's job gets advantage on her perception check. She wakes up, gasps when she sees the Ankeg there, and let's see, she will fire a crossbolt out at it.
I swear if it's another crit.
No, but it is enough to kill it. She basically immediately fires, and it goes right through the creature's eye, through its brain, and out the other side eye, collapsing it to the ground.
Nice.
And she's like, what the? Kurt, perception at advantage.
The dragon did the roll.
Mm-hmm.
Should I roll again?
Kurt rolled a little bit earlier, like right as you said, roll with advantage.
No, rolling advantage now at your turn. You bolt awake just to see the body of a giant insect of some kind collapsing to the ground with a crossbolt through it.
I go back to sleep. It's dead.
You're not gonna butcher it? Think of all the meat.
I can do that in the morning. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Fucking Chris, I'm sorry.
What does Kurt do then?
I mean, wake up, see if any of them are still moving. With a 16.
With that perception check, you would notice the one that's down here that's got ammunet in its jaws.
I'll stand up, half my movement to move 5, 10. If it's 25, is it rounded down so I only have 10?
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah, so I move there, and I could get a shot at it, right? With a heavy crossbow.
Probably. How far away is it?
Yeah, distance is probably not a problem for a heavy crossbow.
I think it's 120, 300.
Then you're good.
Yeah. It's hurt, think.
Yes, it is currently hurt. I mean, it did manage to score one hit against it.
So I'm just gonna slide on over there and shoot.
That hits.
And that's my turn.
Alright. Holly, perception with advantage.
Alright, Holly. Do a thing.
Holly
Should be
also
crystal
bolts
ball.
awake.
So half movement stand up, half movement to run this way. Okay, what's your distance now?
She would probably notice that Caladril's hurt.
Yeah, but she'd also would probably notice that. I mean, it's
I'm
danger
fine.
with a 21.
Get moving.
What is your? I just gotta check the range of this one spell because it might determine what I do. Ooh. How far away are we? Okay. Ruler, come here. So if I... She can't get any closer. Sweet. I think our highest spell range is 60 feet. Bloody. Because I think, if I remember correctly... Yeah. Yeah, she's just gonna heal Galadriel because
I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Clay is also
Can't
hurt.
really-
I was thinking if
yeah,
Caladriel will attempt to wave her off if she tries, because he thinks he is okay.
well, you're both the same hurt.
I'm fine. Trust me.
Caladril's slightly worse off.
I'm fine.
She would, I guess, do an Is there a check to see if she can figure out who needs of the two needs her help
Medicine.
a little more? All right.
Fine.
She'll base it on that.
It's your medical opinion that Caladriel is more hurt.
I'm fine.
Let's use healing word on him.
God
As
damn it.
bonus. 10 back. And then action, she's going to dash to get closer toward Amunet.
All right. Kage, roll perception at advantage. Yeah, you finally wake up.
Okay. I have half movement to stand up, so I have
Yep.
20 left. I can theoretically cast a fireball that wouldn't hit Amunet and the dragon, right? If I cast it.
There's no way to cast a fireball that wouldn't hit Amunet or the dragon.
I mean, if you cast it upright of it. it
No, because it's holding Amunet.
would, I guess.
So
I mean-
anything that hit any area spell that hits it would also hit Amunet.
Fireball or firebolt?
Fireball.
Oh shit.
Bonus action dash. Then I guess that's all I can do.
Char.
That's really far away.
Yes.
And now there's a dragon in the way.
Yes.
Go here. How far away now? And I'll just dash over to here.
All right. Clay.
Do any Holly or Gage don't have a light on them, right?
That would be correct.
I'm gonna run and bonus action dash over here, and I should be within range to throw my dagger. I would have disadvantage from the range, but I have advantage because I'm in dim light.
All right.
So it would be a straight roll, and
Correct.
I have sneak attack because there's a dragon standing.
And you
next
have-
to it.
Yeah, and you have people that you could potentially hit with it if you miss.
I mean, the dragon maybe, but I mean that's the least of my worries, to be honest. He won't die from this, and if he does, I mean, cool skills for my new cost for my new.
God damn it.
All right. That definitely hits.
And that should all be psychic damage, I think. 'Cause
Yep. Yep.
it might be resistant, I don't know.
You can't tell if it is or not. All you know is that you seem to have done massive damage to it. Next up, Caladriel.
All right. I will run here, use my bonus action to apply. 3d6 of healing to Amunet. It is rolling. 5.
All right. Amunet,
Right.
you gained 5 hit points back.
And I will. And as I'm casting Eldritch Blast, I'll shout at Ismith to hit the motherfucker and Eldritch Blast twice, attempting to push it.
Okay. Yeah, the first Eldritch Blast killed it, though.
Okay.
It's like as soon as you hit it once with the Eldritch Blast, it collapses, and the other Eldritch Blast just goes right over it, and it drops Amunet.
And if possible, I will immediately rush over and pop my Cure Wounds.
Fine, Caladriel.
Smith kind of looks around.
Nope. Take 21 points of healing.
Don't
Take it.
usually see those things that close to the river. Something must be driving them into this region.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any idea where they normally live, Mr. Dragon?
They're, they're found oftentimes in the grasslands, burrowing underground. Sometimes they make it all the way to they make it to the various outlying fields, but normally they stay far away from where the river is in case they accidentally burrow into it and drown. I wonder what they're doing here.
Who knows?
I'm guessing everything that's going on has them in a frenzy.
Clay's gonna walk over to Kurt and he's like, "Hey, could you get me some of that carapace?
Oh,
You seem to be very good at like getting stuff from animals."
all right. How do you want the chunks?
I don't know. About as long as like a forearm would be nice.
Survival check, please.
Sure.
I'm gonna help him.
So at advantage.
He's gonna have advantage.
Alright. Yeah, okay, hold that piece and I'm gonna stab here.
Okay.
Okay. So, Kurt, you managed to, from the first body, get bits of ankeg meat, basically from claws and everything like that. You find some kind of gland in its throat as you're extracting things that looks interesting. Maybe it has some interesting properties, and you managed to you managed to do this without damaging the carrot paste, which you can then just give to Clay after you finish extracting the meat from it.
Mhm.
So, I had a carapace?
Yes,
Have it?
single ankeg carrot paste, and an ankeg acid gland. You find that there's enough meat, even for the amount of people that you have in your party, to make 3 days worth of ankeg from that one ankeg meat from that one ankeg.
3 days worth.
You're very good at extracting everything from this particular ankeg.
Yeah.
Ominette turns to hearing Lancelot say that. I wasn't right next to you.
It's literally right here. You kind of like points at the ground next to him.
Sometimes you can't protect everybody. You can try,
And I'll get
but
better. Until I can.
don't beat yourself up.
And this is not me I intend to beat up.
Right. Ominette will bend down and try to harvest something from the ankeg that...
Survival check, please, then.
Yeah, she's
You attempt to,
not doing well.
but you accidentally puncture the acid gland, and it starts dissolving things around inside the body.
Typical.
That also destroys the meat and the carrot paste as well, so leaving that body unusable even by Kurt. There is still one more ankeg body.
Everything that I touch does seem to just decay, doesn't it? She'll say to herself. Oh, yeah.
So there is one more body left. Would anybody like to do anything with it, or would you guys just like to go to sleep now?
Well, like, no one else is touching it.
Yeah, I'll help Kurt out.
So Kurt gets advantage once more.
The same thing, I guess. Now that I know there's a gland as well to look for, I'm gonna try to get that one out as well. As well as the carcass. Carcass? Carapace. Oof.
Sadly, it's not to be. You do manage to get one or the other. Roll me a 1d2. We'll determine which. Alright. So, as you're removing the carrot paste carefully, you accidentally rupture the acid gland, which doesn't manage to damage the carrot paste because you managed to get that off. But unfortunately, it completely. Not only do you not get an acid gland, but it destroys the rest of the meat that you could have extracted. But you do have another carrot paste for Clay.
I only got the useless piece. Here we go.
Oh, I got the useless piece.
Thank you.
But maybe. No. I'm gonna try to get the acid meat, the acid destroyed meat as well.
Roll another survival check. It's dissolving quickly, and you only somehow manage to get 1 pound worth of very acidic ankeg meat from the body before it continues to liquefy and dissolve into the ground.
But maybe I could do something with this meat. And that's all it is.
Okay. So the rest of your evening, thankfully, if you get a long rest, does not present you with any more fighting opportunities. And by the time the sun comes up, some of you are a little bit tired and sore, but you are otherwise well rested, healed up from your wounds, recovered in other ways.
I'm gonna cast mage armor on myself. I learned from my mistake.
You know?
Shimmery, sparkly mage armor. Kind of sparkles up around you. So, what would you like to do, guys?
Next, we'll probably continue the rest.
Aminette, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
And in character, Grizzdrop is just kind of looking out the back of the wagon towards where Aminette is. Are you okay?
I mean, check this squishy thing out I found. And then hold up the gland.
Try to get one of those. It didn't do very well.
Here you go.
Thanks.
I don't think I could use it in cooking. If you think I'm wrong, I'll take it back, but you know.
I mean, when are you not to try something out, for just being honest?
Well, I mean, you gave me this thing before. You keep giving me the roots and stuff, so I feel you can have this. You seem to like things like this.
I do. Thank you.
Something wrong?
I can't help but feel like I can't place it. Like lost. I don't know. I can't remember. But something with that dragon just I thought I had remembered something. I can't I just feel lost. I don't remember past a certain point, and something triggered. I don't know. Like there was more before. I shouldn't have gone so far from the group. I'm sorry. I needed some time to think. I didn't
I mean,
know.
You can take care of yourself. I trust in you.
I know I can. It just. Hey, you and me, capable hunters, right?
Hey, hunters and gatherers.
This is true. I just. Thank you. I just. Being with everybody here has been interesting for me. I feel very torn, kind of what we were talking about yesterday. Why I'm here. What my what my patron wants of me. And I feel drawn back to where I woke. I'm just torn, Kurt. I'm okay. I just needed to clear my head. You can understand that, right?
Yeah, I can. I mean, quite honestly, not a day goes by when I think, without thinking of, yeah, someone else could probably do with saving the world. What am I doing here? I mean, honestly, a lot of people probably don't know that the world is in peril. They go about their daily life. Sometimes I think, why shouldn't I? The world is gonna come to an end, and maybe I should just spend it doing what I want.
She kind of uh, looks off for a second. Yeah, I guess I never really knew whatever I wanted to do ever.
You should think about that more often.
I can't remember a time where I wasn't under somebody's control.
Well, maybe you should start again.
I don't know if I can.
Sure you can. Everyone can.
Don't think so, Kurt.
Well, if you need any help learning how to do things the way you want, I'm here.
Thanks. Just if anything was to happen in the future, know
Such
that
as.
um, to me, being pulled in a direction I don't want to. Just know that I appreciate the offer right now. And hope that you can remember that I mean well.
If you get pulled in the wrong direction and you let me know, I'll punch you in the face if you want.
Okay. I might need that, to be honest.
I'll keep that in mind. Now, you should probably have some rest. Tomorrow we're going to eat whatever that was that came out of the ground.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Come on. I'm getting up
I'm
bright and early.
no, I will always say I always try everything once.
We get enough for 3 days because it's gonna be more than once.
Okay. And she just kind of puts like a hand on Kurt's shoulder and squeezes just a little bit. Thank you.
It's nothing.
It's always something. And she'll walk back with him to the cart. But she will take heed and she'll sit on the cart this time and she'll rest.
Alright. And I think now's about time for a 5-minute break. I need some water and other things like that.
Okay, doke.
You can also use more aqua.
Aqua.
Aqua. Clear liquid substance.
And I'm back. Welcome back. Welcome back. And I see you back but muted for the moment. So it looks like we're just missing
I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah, numbing is a good thing. I brought in a snack to settle my stomach too.
Oh, real shit though. I've been wanting to get Little Caesars, which has been dead where I'm at for quite a while, but they're starting to reopen. So I'm like, cool. I'm gonna go get me some Little Caesars. 30-minute drive, mind you. I was gonna go yesterday, and I even called in to see if they were still open because of all the virus stuff, and yes, they are. I said, you know what? I'll go tomorrow. I got too much shit going on today. So I went today. Closed due to oven issues.
Joy! Well, better than some of the alternatives.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Looks like we're just waiting on one person, maybe? Oh, no, they also sit back. Excellent. So, like I said, it is now morning. You guys have fully healed from the attack the previous night. You now have some ink egg meat, 2 carapaces, which were given over to Clay because he wants to do something with them, and Amunet has received the gift of an Amunet acid sac.
An ammunet acid sac?
An ink egg
Ink
acid
egg.
sac. I meant to say.
I mean, she might have an acid sac inside.
Amulet acid sac.
She's gonna like install it in the back of her phone. She's gonna start spitting acid.
I mean, that's up to the DM,
Well,
given
yeah.
character knowledge, so that's up to
There's a
her.
certain character in my NPCs who would attempt to do that for you if you wanted. But
Oh,
Attempt to do what? Deal with the situation?
install an acid gland in you
Oh,
so
no.
that you can spit acid at
just-
people.
I'm okay.
Let's just not do that. What if that thing like
That's
ruptures? Like you die.
Really bad acid.
Yeah, let's just see if we can get where we're going.
I'm starting to get flashbacks to a barbarian who tried to get the bear trap as teeth.
Yeah, I remember that. All because he decided to take on a bunch of things in Curse of Strahd Ember Temple.
Yes.
Well, considering that barbarian technically is still alive and ruling a land, I would say he succeeded quite well, or rather,
Oh.
she now succeeded quite well.
Oh boy. Good to know.
But anyway, moving on. Yeah, the morning has come, and you guys are rested, healed from your wounds, and ready to face the day, crossing over the river on the bridge that the road has led you to, and head on towards what was at one time a city. Anything you guys wish to do before then?
Before we head out, I actually have a question in regards to the Ankegs.
Alright.
How big are their pincers?
It's a large creature. Their mouth pincers are big enough to grab a human. Their digging claws are probably at least the size of a human head.
Hey, Kurt, Clay,
Yes.
Yes.
I wouldn't have any use for it, but you think you can make a decent sword out of those pincers?
Unfortunately, as you look around carefully again, you realize that all 3 bodies have effectively been destroyed by the previous harvesting attempts. And pincers were not one of the things harvested before they were essentially ripped apart to get the meat.
Okay.
Technically speaking, the pincers would be made of the same thing as the carapace. So I
But-
could make a sword out of the carapace.
The harder material of their body, yeah, I imagine. It's just not as sword shaped.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet. For now, they're just taking up space in my bag of holding. There's so much stuff in there. Yeah, which has recently been freed.
I'm sorry.
Is the gold dragon with us too?
So far, he's following alongside you guys.
We made a friend.
It seems you have.
So are we traveling across the river now, or
On
are we
the over
traveling-
the bridge, yes.
Ah, okay. As we cross the bridge, I'm just gonna look down and see if I see the routes described.
Make a perception check.
The may or possible or possibly poisonous roots.
The roots that the golden dragon enjoyed. Alright. Sadly, you don't see anything like that around the area of the bridge that you're now crossing.
Ah,
Now, who would like to perceive for potential enemies or potential people on the road? Or
I
nearby the
will
road?
Better.
Or
higher
things nearby
than
the road?
10. Higher than 10. Higher than
Swath
10.
is going to be keeping
Higher
an
than
eye
10.
out, but yes, Char can lead the roll.
Yeah!
Look at that.
Finally!
Look at that.
That's all I ever wanted.
I think from now on, I'm just going to provide the help action to Char and say that's what Swath is doing. Just to give him more chances of rolling higher than 10.
So what you're saying is Lancelot puts him on your shoulder. You put Char on your shoulders.
There's a little kobold in my new Friday group that can ride on the shoulders of a turtle, so that'll work.
Oh, I'm so glad I finally rolled higher than a 10.
Yes. And you see just a picturesque landscape ahead of you. You start seeing the farms coming into view, and the occasional very old crumbled building that's now overgrown with plants and such, or has become the nest for some kind of bird, which is currently not in residence.
Good job, nature.
Yes, your druid heart is very happy
You,
to
you
see
just hear Char say that under each breath.
Nature 1 civilizations.
to see what used to be a civilization probably 1,000 years ago, or like it's been abandoned for at least hundreds of years, has just been reclaimed. But it's still occasionally visible as you pass by.
You see a burned down building. Good.
More like an abandoned stone building that eventually just fell into nature because nobody was living there. Nothing. There was no support system in place except for the road itself. The road is basically the only thing that's been kept in repair because people still use it. But the whatever communities were out here vanished ages ago and haven't been reclaimed as of yet. But you start passing, of course, through fields of wheat and what looks like small orchards of various types of trees. You see like things like apples, which you're used to seeing, and these more tropical fruits, which you haven't gotten all the way down in Zaladin. These vibrant orange round fruits, and other
No,
ones. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I was gonna say Aminet's gonna see that and look over at Kurt and just like, see if I can get some. And can she hop off and try to grab some fruit for Steph?
Roll perception check. Alright. So you make it all the way over to one of the fruit trees and start hearing someone shout, "Hey! Hey!"
Oh.
And you see a ragged man in overalls and some dirty clothes walking over with a basket that's half filled with those kind of fruits. Oh, what are you doing?
Sorry, I've been used to just foraging and for food, and I didn't realize that this was. Looking around now, I see that this is probably an orchard. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Didn't mean to take that. Oh, you're coming from the south. Wow. We haven't seen anybody coming in that direction in a long time. Most people are heading south and east and southwest and west, and everyone's coming from the north. And I'm not used to seeing anybody coming back this way.
Yeah, we're making our way to the cathedral.
Oh, well, lots of folks are.
Yeah, how much for some of your fruit, old man? Or man, person?
It kind of looks middle-aged, like, it's hard to tell with the weathered skin and all.
Old man. I'm not old.
I've not seen fruit like that, and I have a She thinks for a second. I have a friend that might enjoy trying some of that. I don't have a whole lot, but can I give you some coin for some apples and whatever those are?
Oh, thanks for a moment. Well, if you got some coin, that's we could always use some more of that. Uh, how about let's see, what sort of container do you have? How much are you looking to take from the harvests?
Opens up bag of holding. I've got a fair amount of space.
Looks down at
Uh,
that. Well, that looks like an empty bag, and he goes into to measure with his hand and goes like, what is this?
Magic is a hell of a thing.
Oh, are you planning on filling whatever this is with our fruit?
How about I just take that basket what you got off your hands? You can keep the basket, but how about
All right.
I'll pay for that.
Uh, how about a gold then?
Perfect.
And he hands it over, and it's mostly got oranges in it, but it's a few apples and what looks like probably a pear. Well, thank you kindly. Gold will go a long way. Blessings of Palor be upon you.
She kind of and she tries to do this like weird crossy thing, saying to you. She don't know Paylor.
Taylor, sure.
And she'll give a
That
nod.
guy.
And she'll run up and hop back up on the cart. Got a present for you. Reaches in the bag of Colding and hands you said she got like one pear and
One
all
pear.
the rest were apples?
One pear, a few apples, and the rest are oranges.
Okay. She'll hand the pear to Kurt. And she'll start handing out apples and oranges to everybody else on the cart.
Bishop looks at the orange with wide eyes. And she tries to bite it and looks disappointed at first until Holly reaches over and says, I think maybe this peels? And starts opening it up for Grace Drop. The goblin just grins and starts, chewing and then just pushing the fruit together to drink the juice from it.
Aminette will run ahead and she'll give Lancelot and Rhinestone. She'll feed Rhinestone an apple.
Crunch,
Yeah.
crunch, crunch. Spits out the apple seeds. Crunch,
And
crunch.
Lancelot an orange.
The horses whinny at you, staring at you in anticipation.
Oh. Two apples for the horses.
They saw you feeding the Ichthyosaur. They're not gonna let you go without feeding them apples.
Yeah, I should have saw that coming. Yeah, so she'll feed apples to the horses as well.
They happily crunch.
I think Holly said you need to peel that first. I don't know.
Start kind of like peeling at it. Imagine if anything, he's got something sharp he can cut.
Yeah, you've got tusks, Sir Lancelot. You could easily gore your way through one of those.
Try and be civilized.
And then she'll offer something to Isthmus, but I don't think he'll take it.
Isthmus puts up a paw and says, "I'm quite good, thank you."
Question for you, actually.
Oh?
As they're walking.
Yes.
I don't know a whole lot about gold dragons, but do you have any restorative magics?
Well, I don't actually know any. That doesn't mean that other gold dragons might or might not. I don't really know. I'm not really a magic user.
Okay. Just wanted to ask. You just remind me of something, that's all.
Okay.
And she'll go back on the cart. eating the pear whole?
I mean, I'm shoving
Oh.
all of it down.
You can technically eat a pear whole. It doesn't sound like it has a core.
Yeah, I'm not
Mm-mm.
spending any. I'm not. I'm taking everything. I'm not leaving. What do you call it? When you leave, like.
Waste?
Yeah.
So you
something
eat,
like
you,
that.
you eat the
What's
stem
word for it?
and the really bottom part of it then?
Yes, exactly.
It's wonderfully full of deliciousness. Very moist.
Nutrients.
Yes.
Nutrients. Better get some of that. Nutrients.
So, as you finally come upon come past the farms and come close to the other river, you see a large, ornate building that's most definitely a cathedral. The style, if anyone wishes to roll in a history check, uh,
We're just not from these lands, so.
the style does not look like anything you typically any of you might know associate with Palor exactly. And you can see that there is a stream of water coming from the back part of this grand cathedral, leading off in the direction of the river that's to the west. You can see that there's a lot of old ruins surrounding the land. Much like with the ruins you passed by, a lot of them have gotten overgrown, and most of the open areas around have been turned into farmland. However, currently there are a lot of tents set up with small cooking fires. Looks like that the area right outside this cathedral has become some kind of refugee camp. Uh, you see various people in ragged clothes, not unlike some of the ones that you've passed on the road up here, and that one body that you found. And you see the occasional children running around trying to enjoy life despite what's apparently happened. Uh, people congregating in small groups, others that seem to be following rather armored individuals wearing crests that look like sunbursts and helmets and whatnot that seem to be leading them off towards the fields nearby. The entire road seems to lead up there, and there doesn't seem to be much way of actual. There is another road that leads directly, past this place towards the river, but there's also the road that leads directly up into the cathedral itself. It's your choice if you wish to stop here. If you do, there's a place to stable your mounts right outside before you hit the refugee camp. Or if you decide, you can just move on past.
Out of character, I thought somebody said that they wanted to stop here. I can't remember who.
I have an interest in asking around, as I have some kind of lead that there might be some information in the west. But it would be a very brief stop.
Okay, then we'll see. I thought we talked about this last session. I'm like, I felt like we were stopping.
No, Clay wants to stop as well. Some decent food because he's been eating rations the whole time.
Oh, that's right. He's the one that doesn't eat Kurt's food.
Hmm.
Whatever,
Kurt is
foods are
worried.
also easy.
Kurt is
No, it
worried
worries
about
me
you.
most of the time when
You're not eating enough nutrients.
Kurt's worried you're not eating.
Alright, everybody roll me perception checks.
Yeah, Kurt is also a
Alrighty.
little bit. He's anticipating a reaction from the crowd around here when a gold dragon walks in.
So, 15 and above, you guys can hear what sounds like some kind of weird roar sound. Constant, not one of those, a roar and then stop it. No, it's like a constant roaring sound coming from somewhere to the back of the cathedral area. In addition, Amunet, as you glance around, you definitely see off to one side, towards what looks to be some kind of cemeterial area, and the expected shrine to Quer.
this roaring sound, would Kurt assume it's a waterfall? Or something to do with water?
Considering that you're also seeing a stream of water coming out from the back of the cathedral, yes, that is a very good possibility. It's most likely a waterfall.
Hmm.
All right. It's like we're here. If you want, I can go stable the horses. And then I would like to just take some time to visit with my patron if you guys are going into the temple. Just to meditate.
To interrupt you, and I'm gonna check out what I do believe to be a waterfall.
All right.
And
So
Kurt walks
you also
up
notice
to it.
that the gold dragon who stops next to you guys is drawing a small crowd. Small children and other ragged individuals who are coming up and going, wow, never seen a gold dragon before. And they're all just quickly coming up towards the gold dragon, and you're hearing whispers from people going, I wonder what this means. Is this a sign? Is this from Paylor? Is this what the clerics are talking about?
None of Kurt's business. He walks off.
And Holly gets down as well. And
If there's
Grishap goes with
little
her.
kid before walking off, Aminette will whisper in the little kid's ear, he likes gold. If you want to feed it to him,
Yes.
go ask your mommy and daddy.
Yes,
I
this
don't walk
city is known for having
Gold is
stockpiles of
so
gold.
cheap.
I mean, it
Give,
is chaotic
food
neutral,
for a
isn't
week
she?
To the dragon.
His children walked up and
What?
steal their parents' only savings. And
One gold coin would be enough for like a week.
oh fuck!
You gotta keep balance, man.
Yes, fuck these
God.
refugees and the savings.
So Aminette will. I don't know how much it will be for the horses to stable, but she'll stable the horses for the night, and then she'll go off to the graveyard. That's what she's doing.
All right. So let's see. Stabling prices here at the moment. Basically, it's just some of the refugees that have gotten, that have been making themselves useful for, helping out in this sense. They basically just ask for a few copper just to keep. Let's see, a few copper, 5 copper to keep an eye on your horses for the evening,
Okay. Well, she'll break down.
or by the day. Actually, this isn't even quite
Yeah.
noon yet.
Okay, so let me break that down. So that's 8, and then 9, and then after 2, 8. Okay, so she'll give the 5 copper then.
Sunshine will also staple.
Oh, she would have paid for rhinestone too. Sorry, forgot about him. Is there extra for rhinestone?
There'd probably be another 5 copper, actually, considering Rhinestone is quite big.
That's right. She it would be all the beast of burden, not just the horses. Sorry, I player
Oh, you're
error,
fine.
not character.
Weird question, but wouldn't Rhinestone be strong enough to pull the cards?
Probably.
It's possible, but he's also kind of also been used as like a defensive thing. So it's good for him to be able to move in a position.
Yeah, also, Sir Lancelot can only keep up with the horses. Sorry, Rhinestone can only keep up with the horses together with the cart because it's not dragging anything else. It would be moving probably half of the horse's speed if it was the only thing driving the cart. So you'd be moving a lot slower.
I also think he's got a bunch of stuff on its back too, like barrels and whatnot. Because that's where he hitched the feed and water and some of that.
So sorry about that, but yeah, she'll pay for Rhinestone too.
So it's actually gonna go wandering among the people and kind of seeing what's going on.
All right, roll an investigation check for me, please, Sir Lancelot.
Goody. That's a +2.
All right,
Okay.
I'm going to take you to Whispers. Okay, so here's the information you end up picking up as you wander around the refugees. None of them, unlike the people in Glamourpool, none of them are giving you any weird looks or anything like that. You're, clearly in armor. You're clearly, like, not attacking them. They don't just trust you just because you're a bugbear. So they don't shy away from you as you move by, and you hear different conversations. And what you gather is everybody here, all the refugees anyway, are from the Scarlet Imperium, which is to the north, which has broken down into a massive civil war, starting about 2 months ago, which in the Eberus calendar is between 100 and 180 days. In addition, you hear that the rumors about what might have caused the Civil War was some sort of artifact, some kind of ancient book of some kind, was apparently stolen from the Imperial Magic Library. You don't know anything about the Scarlet Imperium going in, but you learn that they are essentially an empire of mages, that they formed out of the Arcanum that used to be part of the Milam Empire before that split and broke apart. The Milam Empire used to control all of Meeg, of the continent of Meeg, which you're currently on. But when it split about 1,000 years ago, the North was brought under control by the Scarlet Imperium. Some other cities became, just basic city-states, and there were some other countries that were in there for a while, but have broken apart in the last couple hundred years. That sort of information.
They split from the what now? Sorry.
The Milam Empire. Essentially, it was essentially the Roman Empire. It's this world's equivalent of the Roman Empire. It broke apart into smaller empires, like the equivalent of the Holy Roman Empire and other places, and then became Europe. If you understand my meaning.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, of course, you kind of heard stories back about the Milan Empire from from being in Eberus, and Eberus said that that empire died a while ago, and because after it was blocked off from this region, the region of Eberus, about 2,000 years ago. Like, it started going downhill after that. But basically, what you're hearing now about the Scarlet Imperium, which has been in existence for about 1,000 years, is that they're dissolving into civil war. That so many people are fleeing because basically whole families are being slaughtered. Heirs to the magical people are being rounded up. Different factions are killing each other. So basically, all the normal people want to get the fuck out of there and run for it. It's a standard thing that happens in civil wars all over the world. But so yeah, as much as they liked they liked living in an empire, now that it's collapsed, yeah, they're taking their chances. A lot of these people, after all this time, are basically thinking about sticking around here, around the cathedral, like becoming farmers, maybe becoming other things. Like they're looking at the ancient ruins that have been sitting here since the old Milam Empire. That's where those ruins come from, and possibly building new structures around them, like turning this tent city into more of a town instead of just a cathedral with some farms around it. Because this used to be just like more of a pilgrimage place, and now it's looking like it might become a town. Some of the other things you're hearing, in addition to news from the empire to the north, you've been hearing that recently the farms nearby, especially on the northern side, have been harassed by hill giants. Now, hill giants are quite rare in this region of the world. You might not have ever encountered them. You're more likely to have encountered an ogre than a hill giant. Um, like hill giants and stone giants are like the only races of giant that are known in this in this hemisphere. Um, Basically, there are a lot of giants in the continent to the east, the one that Volt and Megan went to. Uh, but but there it's like the case of dragons are incredibly rare on that continent, and giants are incredibly rare here on this continent. But there are apparently hill giants in the area, and they have been harassing some of the farms, possibly triggered by all of the refugees coming in.
Mhm.
Though that's kind of unclear. It's just that's what you're hearing, that these people might need help with the hill giant issue.
Okay.
And there you go.
Instantly.
Oh, they're back.
Information download finished.
How many commoners did you kill?
Did he get kidnapped
Yes.
by the commoners
Yes.
who are
Now
fleeing
they're
from
gone.
the warrior companies?
I showed them the sun sword, and I became their sun god. No,
Oh, yes, of course.
We found the sun, therefore we must praise it. His right hand man is named Solaire.
And the entire refugee camp T-poses.
he's got some information to dump off once he meets a bird again.
So Aminet is going to be right back. Kurt, what are you doing exactly? You're going towards the waterfall?
Yeah, I see refugee camp, cathedral, and I hear waterfall. And I go, waterfall is the more interesting thing.
Okay.
Ciao.
Oh, it's that interesting. I see. Okay.
Alright. So you slip away from everybody else before Char could potentially catch up with you. Roll a investigation check as you're moving past people.
What was I supposed to roll? Sorry.
Just a quick investigation check, just to see what you overhear on your way towards the waterfall. Oh, actually, roll. Let's bring Char in here with you. So Char runs to catch up as Kurt is overhearing some people talking about something about hill giants as he catches up to Kurt.
God, you move fast for a dwarf.
You know, I have a thing for walking through difficult areas. You know, I do actually have that.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, walk through the crowd like it's nothing.
Well, it is a crowd of refugees.
You have to see the waterfall as well.
Yeah, nature, man.
Yeah. Did you hear about the hill giants?
No, I just caught up.
Hold on. I walk up to people talking about hill giants.
And they look down at you. These people are human. In fact, most of the people you've seen in here seem to be human, human, half elf, and maybe the occasional half orc. But you haven't seen too much racial variety in these refugees.
I don't even initiate the conversation. I just go, "Where are these hill giants?"
Well, they've been harassing farmers to the north, from what I hear. Yeah, they've been stealing a lot of the produce and breaking some of the fence posts. It's only a matter of time before they kill somebody.
Hmm. Right, to the north.
The North Farms. And the other one turns to the other one and says, "Who would have thought there are giants down here in the south? I thought giants lived on a continent far, far away."
Kurt has already moved away to walk towards the waterfall again.
So you weave through the rest of the refugees and move around the side of the cathedral, and eventually you see what looks like a a secondary temple that's built up against the first one that seems to be spewing water endlessly down it, cascading, and it's moving off towards the more distant western river.
So it's not the start of the river; it's just an addition to the river.
No, no, no.
No.
Yeah, well, yeah, it looks like basically it's a tributary that feeds into the main river.
Oh, yeah. Huh. So it's a structure.
It's a
structure.
beautiful, beautiful designed temple against this vast cathedral that has a different and more recent architecture from the look of it.
Is this is like Temple Central?
Yeah, you can roll a history check to determine what kind of temple it is.
I sure can roll.
Huzzah! Will that go through?
It's supposed to roll. We're waiting
Yeah.
for it.
Roll 20 is lagging again, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
There.
That's yours. Where's mine?
Well, it got lost into the void.
Fine. Click. There we go.
Alright, so, like, yeah, Charm's like, these are temples.
Oh.
These are temples, you're a druid, it's not really your thing. Kurt, you look at it, and it's weird. Because, in fact, this entire cathedral, this architecture, you're from Kolar, right? Originally, before you fell into the Underdark?
Yes.
You remember architecture a lot like the main temple, the cathedral here, from when you were small and lived above land in the country of Kolar. There were these really old, like 2,000-year-old structures that the temples that used to belong to the Divine Light when it was believed the Divine Light was Woos, and many of them are, especially with the temple building next to it, looks very similar in design to the goddess Woos.
So this water temple looks like it's
The water temple looks like it belongs to Woos. The big cathedral looks like it once upon a time belonged to Woos when it was believed she was the Divine Light. So, but it's now been taken over by Palor decorations on the outside. But the actual structure itself is more like an old Milam Empire Woos temple to the Divine Light.
Well, Kurt, just gonna mention that to Shar, because holy shit, I knew something. And then it's gonna see if we can walk into the temple of Woos in with the waterfall.
So there's a ramp on the outside that actually leads up towards it, and it's like not a steep incline. So, but just you can kind of feel it still on your legs, especially with your small dwarven legs, and you make it up there. And you see what looks to be a lizard folk meditating inside.
Oh, I'm from a land where lizard folk are actually prominent, right?
Yeah, there are lizard folk around. There are lizard folk back in Kolar as well, but many of them had lived in the swamps. That was back when you were young. You probably didn't interact with them. So it's possible you've never seen one in the flesh before, or at least this close. The the lizard person opens their eyes and gazes out at you. Ah, welcome, child.
Oh,
What brings you today to the Temple of Voos?
Ah, yeah, that was my question. It is a Temple of Voos. Ah. Why is this, like, only dedicated to Voos when clearly that big temple of Palor over there used to be to Voos as well?
Ah, that is always a good question for those who are unfamiliar. By your accent, I imagine you are from far away. Well,
Kolar.
I'm not familiar with that land.
Oh, it's south of the Kolar Mountains.
I am not familiar with such mountains.
Well,
That
that's
means
south
that
of
you are
it.
very far away indeed. Well, uh, once upon a time, it was believed that the, the goddess Rus of the water of the waves was in fact the divine light, the creator and protector of Alaris, the bringer of life. It, so there were temples built in sort of her honor, but it was really to honor the divine light. Now, today, once her, it was, once such belief fell out of favor, along with the destruction of the old empire, many of her old temples were abandoned, and others took up the call. There were factions that believed that Palor might have been the divine light, but they decided that instead of claiming such, that they would retake the main temple as one of Palor, the, the Dawn Father. And we decided to rebuild a temple to Rus herself, here in the divine water spout. This holy water will lead all the way to the river.
Yeah, is this a source?
No, it is not a source, but it is a great comfort to the fields out there.
So what do you do around here?
Mostly meditate. Such springs are a sign from the goddess, and it is good to build shrines and temples in their honor.
Hmm. I see. You know a lot about the divine light and
I
those.
have studied some about the divine light. The divine light is believed to be above all other gods. However, the divine light uses up most of its power to protect the world, and as such is vulnerable to certain evils, and as such it hides itself as one of the other gods.
Hmm. Would you possibly have heard anything about a child named Hope?
I'm afraid not, though Abbot Cassis in the temple in the main temple of Palor might know more.
I see.
Of course, if you want to ask questions about the divine light, there is supposed to be a high priestess somewhere in the world. Somewhere to the south, I believe there was a temple of fire that they claimed as their base.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Never heard of it. Would it be alright if I gathered some of this water?
I believe that the goddess would be happy to share her water with you, yes?
Thank you. And I will walk towards a good place to gather water.
Alright, and while you guys are hanging out by that, I'm going to check in with the rest of the party. Alright. So, what are the rest of you guys doing?
I
Shuttle, shuttle, Amunet, you're back, right?
Mhm.
So you're heading for the temple of the little Quer shrine.
Mhm.
All right. So roll a quick investigation check to see if you overhear anything on your way there. Yeah, everything's just kind of a blur around you.
She's stuck in her head right now.
Yeah. So even if you heard something, it didn't register.
Yeah, she's not paying attention. She's just walking straight for the shrine. So she'll just. What time of day is it?
It is still before noon, so
Okay.
it's mid-morning.
Yeah, she'll just walk through the graveyard, gonna pass a hand over the gravestones as she like walks by, kind of feeling the stone. And then she'll take a deep sigh and she will just kneel before the shrine. Um, and she'll just meditate, I guess.
An elderly woman soon comes by and puts a hand on your shoulder. Is there something I can do for you, daughter?
No, just spending a moment. Sorry, I didn't realize there was somebody watching over this graveyard. Well, I
I've
guess
been
there's.
watching over this for years. I'm assisting with performing any funeral rites that are required.
Understandable. I should have assumed somebody was over. Technically, I guess somebody's always here watching. Looks up at the shrine.
If you wish me to leave you alone, I shall.
No disrespect.
And the woman nods and walks off.
Appear to be normal.
So, what are the rest of you guys up to?
I am going to the town square or like
There's no
place
town
with the
square.
mo-
This is a refugee camp.
the refugee square.
There's currently
Right.
no square. There is basically just a long strip where there's tents set up. At one end there's the stable area that you guys already stabled your horses at, and the other end there is the entrance to the temple.
Does there seem to be like some sort of gathering place for social?
People just seem to be socializing up and down the street.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk, I guess, towards the middle of the street as long as that's not too close to the temple district.
Well, the temple is the main is the only really thing here.
You know what? I'm gonna go and like not right in front of the temple, but like a bit away from it, so I'm not
Okay.
like encroaching on it. And I'm gonna use mold earth, and I'm gonna set up like a little shop area, and I'm gonna just be yelling, "Free clothing repairs for the people in need. If you come over here, I can fix your clothes. I also might be able to procure you some new ones, but no promises on that, because that takes a long time."
And quickly you get a huge queue of people.
Yeah.
Caladrill, is there anything you wish to do?
I think he is still AFK.
Okay.
The dog needed to go out.
Alright. So, how long are each of you spending apart? Like, you guys who are over in the waterfall, and you, Amunet, who is by the shrine. How long do you guys plan on staying at those places?
I'll stay. Basically, I'm gonna stay there like till we leave, because I can probably sleep in the cart anyway. So I'm just gonna stay up all night, helping the good people, getting some good fame. I'm also always giving them my sales pitch whenever, like, "Hello, I'm Clay, the miracle worker, blah 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 blah." You know, getting the meme out there.
But, Amunet and Char slash Kurt, how long are you guys staying where you're at?
Back
Welcome back.
in the water and then leaving.
Okay. And then Minette, what about you?
She was gonna wait till nightfall so she can unfurl
Okay.
her wings. She's not gonna do it during the day.
Okay, so that means that you and Clay separately are in different areas away from the rest of the party. Got it. Alright. So, eventually, you have Char and Kurt coming back, right at, and bumping probably into Sir Lancelot as you also run into Caladriel. and to the rest of the party: Kage, Holly, Grizzdrap, Pink. Uh, um, did Kurt vanish, or is it just me?
I'm by the wagon.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Well, the wagon's actually in another part of the thing, because these guys are out by the gates. Well, the wagon and the horses are all there with that thing. Actually, I think 83 would probably stay with Isthmus at the moment. But the rest of the group is gathered together.
Do we know where Amiat and Clay are? I'll have to
No
look for them
clue.
afterwards. I've been talking and listening. We apparently refugees from the Scarlet Imperium. And this is in a massive civil war. The rumors are that this is a mage-run empire. There's a rumors that there's an artifact, an ancient book that was stolen from the magic library that caused it.
Someone stole a book from the library and they started a civil war.
An artifact. It probably has great power.
Alright. But why?
I don't know. I mean, if a magic user can conjure fire without with such ease, then what power can something that's probably as old as the Empire, about thousands of years, 1,000 years or so? What power could that hold?
Holly is wrinkling her nose and seems to be lost in thought.
And there's also the fact that the farms nearby here, particularly the north, are being harassed by hill giants, which
Oh, I
are
heard
not
that.
common.
I heard about that too, yeah.
And that's all the information that I have.
Hmm. Well, I
So-
tried to ask the lizard man over by the waterfall temple. About, you know, the prophecy and such. He didn't know much, but he suggested we go into the Temple of Palor here and ask one of the more well-read people there, maybe.
So that's that nods.
I do have a question for the Golden Dragon when we get back.
Yes.
Holly kind of looks over at Kurt. Which prophecy?
Well, the one about, you know, the Holy Child.
Ah.
Or the child called Hope.
Yes, yes. It's an old prophecy saying something about a child of the divine light. The hope.
Yeah.
Yes.
Saying something about a great time of need will bring forth a child of the child of hope. Sorry, the hope, which is a child of the divine light.
Yes.
This
When-
is my religion, after all. She chuckles. I mean, I am the priestess.
Well, do you know anything?
Pretty much what I've told you. That the prophecy states something about that, and there's that prophecy that's about an angel rising when certain things are in line. It's always very confusing. But then again, most prophecies are. Something about a messiah of demons being present and a darkness, a tainted one, a balance.
Reason why I asked him is because, you know, people have not always seen Palor as the divine light.
There are some that say that,
True, but
and
not always.
some that still believe that Vus is the divine light.
Yes, as clearly as this temple was once dedicated to us.
Yes.
So, I asked a follower of Vus for other information.
And what have you learned?
Nothing.
She nods. Well, shall we go to the and talk to the abbot then, if you wish?
I think it would be best if I inform the others of what I have learned.
All right.
You may go on ahead of me. I'll be honest, religion is not something I understand.
It's not really something that I care much about, so I'm gonna stay with Lancelot.
Okay.
He's going to attempt to find the other two and basically explain what had happened.
I'm gonna
he
follow
found.
Lancelot.
All right. Roll a 1d2.
It's rolling. There it goes.
All right. So, Sir Lancelot, you and Kurt start heading over the direction that Amunet went because you've been around her enough that you kind of know where she heads, and eventually see her kneeling in front of a shrine in a graveyard.
What time of day is it?
It's about noon at this point.
Okay, still daylight. Okay.
I did not mean to interrupt, but I wanted to give you the same information I gave the others.
Alright.
The refugees here are from a mage-run empire, the Scarlet Imperium. It is in a massive civil war. This empire is rumored that what started it was an artifact, apparently an ancient book, stolen from their magic library. And honestly, that concerns me, given how strong magic is without something ancient.
Who stole it then?
I have no idea. I assume one of the sides in the civil war blame the other. It might not be either. It might be someone trying to instill chaos. I don't know.
And then the other thing, which we both heard, was that north of here, in some farmland, hill giants are ravaging the area.
Yes. And hill giants are rare.
I'm assuming you're bringing me this information because you want to help them?
I will not lie and say I do not wish to help. But if the group feels that we need to deal with what we're dealing with more, then I will not do anything.
If the group is up for, stopping some hill giants from destroying a farmer's good produce, then yes, I would gladly stop it.
The others are currently going to go talk to the abbot, apparently about the prophecy. One without what hope.
Alright.
Holly seemed a little bit hurt by the fact that I talked to another priest.
I think she was more in thought about what I had said as well.
What did you say then?
Not about the Empire. The Infinite. Maybe there is a connection that I do not see.
Hmm.
As I said, I do not understand magic very much, and I do not understand religion that much. I understand the sword, and I understand the way of the knight.
My knowledge only goes so far of what is given to me. I came here seeking guidance. I can try to see if there's some connection. Where has any insight? She has not spoken to me yet, which is concerning.
Roll a 1d1 harder for me, please.
My computer went asleep. 1 second. Wake up.
Wake up! That soldier's in your cup.
I haven't heard that one in a long time. Yeah. A small rat comes scurrying out from some of the underbrush and gazes up at you with little red eyes and tilts its head slightly. Squeak! Squeak!
Sticks out a hand for the rat to climb up.
It scrambles up and nestles against your palm.
Good idea. We could use that as bait.
Hurt.
What?
Starts washing its whiskers. Then blinks its eyes at you.
Give me a moment, you two. I appreciate the information.
Of course. I will go find Clay anyways and let him know.
Yeah. Come on, big guy. Let's go.
We'll be in the church or somewhere around that area.
More than likely, I will remain here until instructed otherwise.
Hey, remember that thing we talked about?
Trust me, I remember, Kurt. But it is she that keeps me from going back into darkness.
I clench my fist and just hold it in front of me. Remember.
I'm sorry, am I supposed to do something?
No. Remember, I'll punch you in the face if you do something you don't want.
Oh, yeah.
And here I was thinking
Miles
fist
and
bump.
nuts. I thought it was leading towards fist bump too, so that's why I was just like, am I supposed to do something?
No, it was a mild threat.
Yeah, and I remember that now too.
No, Aminette will crack a little smile. You're gonna have to hit me real hard if it comes to that. Just
I
a heads
can.
up. Okay.
And if you're worried about being in the dark, he'll ignite the sun sword. I can also keep you in the light.
Lancelot.
Both physically and not so physically.
Thank you.
Of course.
Go find Clay. I will stay here.
He will undo. He's not gonna walk around with a glowing sword in the middle of town, or middle of the refugee camp, and he'll make his
Burns down a
Clay.
couple of heads.
You can find
A couple of heads on the way.
So once again, Amunet, you're alone, except for a small rat that is now in your hand. It is gazing up at you. Shuttle?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm thinking about what to say.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking for a moment maybe you didn't hear me.
No, I heard you. Sorry. I'm just getting on the mindset. looks like it was more than just the one going after the temples.
The rat bobs its head up and down.
I worry that maybe my inability to see the other faction might have some tie to Zugtmoy.
The rat shakes its head.
No?
Squeak, squeak, squeak. It holds up one paw and attempts to spread its fingers wide. And then it retracts the fingers again, putting them to one, spreads them, puts them back together, spreads, puts back together.
I don't understand. I'm sorry.
Squeak! Squeak, squeak, squeak! Squeak! Squeak, squeak, squeak!
15?
The rat looks down.
I'm sorry.
Squeak! Squeak, squeak, squeak! And once again, it holds up a paw, spreads fingers, retracts, spreads fingers, retracts.
Touch the ground?
The rat climbs under your shoulder and just nuzzles against your face.
She'll touch the ground?
It continues to nuzzle, but it seems like it's a conciliatory effort, basically saying, you know, I don't think I'm communicating this properly to you, and I'm not sure how to fix it.
I'm an exercise. What? I don't know.
Okay, the rat will hop down off of you, look up at you, and attempt to scratch at the ground. It scratches one line, then it moves ahead of that line, and starts scratching 3 lines.
$13? Or 4? I don't know what number you want me to know, Chris. my character is smarter than the player.
Roll an intelligence check.
Jesus.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
No, I love puzzles, but I sometimes say frustrating. Okay, in a slap of insight, that's Immunet suddenly gets it and realizes, oh, the rat is trying to say one thing is behind it all, but it has several arms, at least 3, that it's sending out. It's a single faction, but can be sent out into multiple areas. It's not multiple factions you're dealing with, it's just one.
Oh.
The rat does a dance.
Wait, so hold on. So that means that there's another that we haven't come across yet.
Squeak! And it starts pointing down at the ground and just starts jabbing its paw right at the ground.
Below.
Squeak! Squeak!
What's below? The hells? No.
The rat seems to thrash a bit.
The Underdark?
Squeak! 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 Squeak!
Okay. So what else is coming from the Underdark? Did the demons come from the Underdark?
The rat moves around in a circle, seems to be looking around, and dashes into the brush, and comes back in a moment later carrying a spider in its mouth. and hops up and down.
I would imagine. Can she roll a check to figure out if she can make the connection there? Like a religion?
If you, as a player, have made the connection, I will say your character has made the connection.
Spider Queen?
It's kind of spits it out and kind of makes a noise.
No?
And let's see, it looks at you a moment and dashes up your leg, goes up to the side of your head, and starts tapping at one of your ears.
The ears. Longer ears?
Squeak, squeak, squeak! Which is very loud because it's right in your ear.
Yeah, it's. Dark elves?
Squeak, squeak, squeak! And jumps back down. The spider has then scuttled away because it was still alive.
Okay, so we have the dark elves, the demons, and the undead. / necromancer.
And it gestures again at those 3 lines, at the 4 lines it made. It gestures at the first line and looks at you.
One thing behind it all.
Squeak, squeak! And points up towards your head. It points at the line again and then points at your head. The first line.
Points at my head.
Mm-hmm. It's pointing a little to the side of your head, actually. Right where it was sitting on your shoulder a moment ago.
The dark elves are behind it all?
Squeak! Squeak! And then it pats itself on the top of the head. Squeak! 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 And looks at you expectantly.
Dark elves are behind it all, and you're patting.
The rat rolls its eyes, runs up on top of you, and then jumps on top of your head. You can also roll another intelligence check if you
Yeah,
the
I'm
player
sorry,
having
I'm not
difficulty.
doing very well.
No, that's okay. It's an interesting puzzle, but I know that sometimes not everybody's good at puzzles. Unfortunately, Ammunet doesn't get it either, any more than the player does.
That's fine. Is it something with my... Something... Is it...
What's in your pack right now? In your pack that's not in the bag of colding.
Let's see.
So I don't imagine you're like putting money and other trinkets in there, but like you're just using it for food, right?
Yeah, well, she's got her, her, monster hunter kit. So, crowbar, she's got a hammer, symbol for queer, a flask, manacles, a mess kit, 2 steel mirrors, 50 feet of rope, tinderbox, 9 wooden stakes, 11 torches, a water skin, some vials.
You have money, right? You still have money? Okay.
Yeah.
So, because it pulls out the single piece of one of the single pieces of platinum as it scurries down your leg again, scurries into your pouch, scurries out, gets the platinum, moves around in front of you, waves it in front of your face, then jumps up on your... then it jumps onto the ground and puts the piece of platinum on its head. And points at the first line again.
The only thing I can think of is a platinum dragon Bahamut. And I know that's
The
not right.
the little rat seems to snort. And then it puts it just tries to balance the coin the coin there, like there's a little circle on top of its head as it gestures with both paws at the thing on the ground where now is the indicating drow on the puzzle.
Mm-hmm. platinum.
Do you have anything else shiny on you? Like a piece of twine or anything?
I mean, I have steel mirrors.
No, it's too big. It can't handle that. It's like looking
Uh,
around frantically around the area. It
I
sees
have-
it sees a little bit of twine or like a little piece of grass, and it pulls that up and tries to put it into a loop, and puts that over the piece of platinum on its head.
So, like, it's wearing a medallion?
On top of its head.
I'm sorry, Chris, I'm not getting it.
Okay. You can also write this down and tell it to the rest of the party if you want to try to see if they can get it later. But it gives up on that one. Goes to one of the other arms, and looks at you expectantly for a moment.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're trying to tell me, little one.
And once again, it puts the single hand, then the fingers out, single hand, fingers out.
Okay, one thing behind it, all three arms. What arm is it on?
It doesn't seem to matter. It's just like
Oh.
looking at one of the arms and like you're just gonna take a pick.
So there was the demons and the undead. What's the third one?
So it points at one and nods when you say demon, points at another, nods when you say undead, and then points at the third.
Well, the only thing I know what demons hate the most are devils.
The rat just kind of tilts again, doesn't give you any affirmative. And when it goes back and looks at you for a moment, thinking, and it decidedly crosses out the one that you understand as the undead, and then looks at you again.
Okay, so not undead?
The rat lets out a long sigh. Then
Sorry, Grizz, I'm feeling really dumb right now.
roll another intelligence check. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be doing this to you, but you decided that you wanted to do this without the rest of the party and waiting for them to all go away. So I'm working with what I got. But you can roll an intelligence check again at this point to see if you determine. Alright, so like you feel Aminette apparently feels very frustrated about this, and then thinks for a moment, wait a second. We killed the vampire. That's why that line's being crossed out. The demon's still around, apparently. Then what's the third line? If the vampire was one of them, what's the third?
Dragon?
The little rat jumps up and down, squeak, 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 and runs up to you and returns you your piece of platinum and nudges your cheek. It seems to be looking at you expectantly to see if you have any more questions.
Do we have time to help with these people here? Or do we need to go now?
The rat nods when you ask if there's time.
Thank you.
Squeak! And the rat jumps down and scurries back off into the bush. I'm going to go check in with the others now, or do you wish to rejoin them even though it's midday?
Oh no, I'll stay here, it's fine.
Okay.
Need to get that bit.
Alright, sorry that took so long.
Oh, you're fine.
But, okay. So, did Sir Lancelot find and try to find Clay? Because he's actually right on the street.
Yeah.
So you guys is heading up to the temple would have found him. He's there in a booth.
He would have found Clay. I imagine he would have walked up to try to find Clay, and then
Found Clay. He's in the middle of a
told him literally
long
the exact
line.
same thing.
He's
Yeah.
in the middle of a long line of people getting their clothes repaired.
Yeah, what did you tell me though?
That there about these people are from the Scarlet Imperium. That there's that there's a civil war there. Rumored that from stolen ancient book or an artifact of some type that may have caused it. We don't know for sure. Oh, and also there's hill giants to the north by the farms harassing the farms.
Okay.
And
I take it Clay's gonna stay behind and fix clothes.
I mean, unless we're going somewhere, yes.
They're just going up to the temple to talk to somebody
Yeah,
there.
no, I'll stay here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yoink. Hey, now Shuttle has company. All right.
Oh,
So, yeah, Pink is just gonna stick with Clay at the moment because why not? And the rest of you head up to the temple. Alright. So, you make your way up to the Grand Cathedral. You find a lot of people currently engaged in prayers, and you see paladins in their shining armor standing guard outside, but, they take a look at you and kind of nod you in. You see people in monks' robes walking back and forth, carrying various things, some of them with, tablets that seem to be engaged in some kind of, it's hard to tell what they're doing, really. And there's several clerics, like, talking to giving a sermon to the parishioners and, helping to cure some wounds and other such things. So Kurt's gonna stay outside?
Yeah, he's still outside.
Okay. Oh, yeah, he went to the other group. I didn't even notice that until you said that. Okay, so the rest of you, apparently walk in. And it's like, it doesn't seem like you're interrupting any particular, service or anything like that. There's different groups and different people talking to them. And it's like a huge ornate space, and there's lots of rooms off the main chapel area, which is the thing right up front and center, with plenty of pews and sections for people just to sit and pray, meditate, or talk to minor clerics and whatnot. Some of the friezes on the wall definitely go back to a time when this was a temple to Woos, but many of them have like other newer friezes that belong to the worship of Palor. And as you go forward, you see a rather plump older man in some rather ornate robes, just finishing talking to several paladin-looking folks as it looks towards you guys as you head in. As you head towards him, and his eyes light upon Holly, and Holly gives a bit of a smile, and she nods her head, and he nods towards her. Ah, the High Priestess of the Divine Light has chosen to bless us with her presence. What do we owe this honor? And Holly kind of smiles a little bit, but then frowns and says, nothing good, Father Cassis. Unfortunately, the temples are being attacked, and we're actually on our way towards Orin to make it to eventually to the Water Temple. And the rather plump human's face is kind of fallen when she says attacked. And it's like, oh, this is terrible. Are these your guardians? And he kind of looks the group view up and down.
I protect the small ones, yes.
Well, my friend, everyone is most likely small compared to you. And he gives you a bit of a smile.
Physically, yes.
Caladril and Char?
Caladril just kind of has a lot on his mind in regards to how he's going to try to advance his own personal mission, but he's here to help, so he's just kind of following along.
Okay. And Char?
Just gonna stay silent.
Okay.
I mean, he's not really a guardian. He's more just here because it's
Yeah.
a
This is,
problem with the world.
yeah.
And
It's
of
more
my
of a
real nature.
it's more of a situation as a GM that I did not want to spend a 20-minute conversation back and forth between myself and myself. uh, so the abbot just kind of looks you all over. Like, well, you seem to have yourself in good company, High Priestess. And she smiles back. A little bit guarded because, she's been through a lot, but she still is a generally optimistic type person. So it's like, well, thank you for that. They have assisted me through thick and thin, and I have healed and helped them along the way as well. Um, I do believe one of them wished to ask you a few questions, though. And she looks back towards. She looks around and says, "Wasn't that Kurt, though?"
It was.
And she lets out a long sigh. Well, apparently he changed his mind. and the father laughs and says, well, not some people are quite intimidated by meeting those who talk to the gods. Now, what can I do for you fine folks? And he looks past Holly once again towards the group of you, and Kage's kind of like stands almost behind Holly and kind of shakes his head. He doesn't seem to need anything, and Grisdrop is a bit too overwhelmed to want to talk at the moment.
Wasn't there a prophecy thing?
I mean, that's what Kurt wants to know a bit more about.
Yeah, it's the one to do with Hope. Person named Hope, child named Hope.
One of the old prophecies, and he turns a glance towards Holly and says, I would have imagined that the High Priestess here would have conveyed more information to you all." He's looking generally perplexed at this.
She has. I just was wondering if there was any more.
Well, I am certain there's nothing more I can tell you that she has not already conveyed.
Do you trust him, Holly?
Holly nods. He was a good man last time I was here. I cannot believe that he would have changed so radically. And he chuckles and pats his belly. Well, some of me has changed a bit.
So we can talk to him about what has happened.
Yes. Yes, this place has become quite a mecca for quite a gathering place for refugees in the last 2 months. Ever since the Civil War broke out, and I don't see the tide changing anytime soon, although, some people have moved off down to the east, heading towards Exeter, others have headed south, going to brave brave the mountains, to get down to Riven, to get down to Delator. It's not going to be easy for them to get past the Felderbart Mountains, but I wish them all the best. And others have headed west towards Orin.
You are aware of the temples, correct?
Well, Holly here just told me, so yes.
Yes. Dragon is not one that we
Dragon?
can mess around with. Yes.
What kind of
A
dragon?
large one. Black.
Hmm.
A
One of the chromatics and a necromancer on top of that. This is most concerning. What can I do for you? How can I help? I don't know how much I have in resources. We are in the middle of attempting to feed and clothe and house how we can the people that are coming down from the north. But I can see what I can do about this. Just tell me what do you think I can do?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Holly. We were supposed to meet others further along, right?
Yeah, Holly nods. Yeah, unless they found a teleportation circle, it'll be some time before they make it to Orin.
Yes. I guess my question is also to the rest of this group. We heard that there were issues up to the North Farmlands.
Yes. The abbot sighs. Yes, hill giants. They've become a bit of a problem lately. Normally they were easy enough to appease. You give them some bushels of vegetables and they go away without damaging anything, but we've had none to spare. And they've been doing damage, rampaging the farms and taking whatever they can.
I personally would like to assist in this, but only if the group feels we have the time to.
Well, any assistance you wish, I'd be grateful for. Normally
Well,
we.
how?
Well, go ahead.
Sorry. There you go.
No, go ahead, Jar.
Uh, Char will just look at Holly for a second. It's just, how long will it take to get to where we're supposed to be meeting?
Well, Orin's not too far away. It should be another 2-3 days on the road.
And the other group, provided that
they're on the continent far to the east.
Yes, I know that. I just want a reference of time.
Well, as I said, it'll depend on if they can get a transportation circle or some other means of transportation. But
assume that they haven't gotten.
Then it might be as long as 2 weeks before they can get here.
Well, I would also like to aid in stopping these hill giants.
I think we do have the time. We could probably spend a few days here if need be. And probably still have a week or two in Orin before the others arrive. And if not, well, as I said, it'll take those dragons a long time to find the island without going through Mistveil, and they don't have a good way of getting through Mistveil, where they probably don't even know the significance of Mistveil at this point.
What is there a certain time the hill giants usually attack?
The abbot, having watched Holly and listened to her, now turns and looks at Sir Lancelot. Well, there hasn't been a specific time. They just sort of come, and instead of just demanding things, they have been taking them.
If we go to take care of them, when would we be heading out?
I would say as soon as the others get back.
I'm only asking because if we're alright resting this evening before going.
Current time, by the way, is noon.
Mm-hmm. If we aren't looking to head out until tomorrow, I could do some work to help the abbot out.
Oh, and what kind of work do you do, my son?
I'm no cleric, but I do have access to some healing potential.
Yes, that's always useful. There are people who have had it rough along the road, and others who are doing things for the first time that is wearing their bodies down.
I have a couple resources at my disposal, some for minor wounds and others for a little more major.
Take the time to help people around here first, and then tomorrow spend the day guarding the northern farms.
Are there any that are dying of disease? I'll focus on them first.
Well, I do not know specifically. It has not been brought to my attention about that, but you can ask around. I'm sure if there's anyone very sick that they would be happy to be cured.
All right. And Caladrel will step out and wander among the tents and look for anyone that's sick.
Okay.
Mind.
Yeah.
All right.
Aye.
So what about the rest of you? Sir Lancelot, Char, do you have any more questions?
Swanson's got nothing.
I don't think I have anything left to ask.
Holly kind of looks at you guys. I think we're going to stay in here for a little bit longer while you two go back and find the others. We'll do what we can in here. And Kage and Grisha both nod.
I will let Eminent and Clay know that we are what our plan is currently, and then I will help around the town.
All right. So they will stay here, and everyone else goes here.
All right. And Grizz,
Mm-hmm.
just letting you know, I have 6 healing lights left. I'll just be using those for minor wounds that I come across, and I'll be, resting once I find the sick and heal them, just so I can get my slots back.
Okay.
As much as mechanically possible, within reason.
All right. Make it a investigation check to see what you overhear as you're walking by.
Nice.
Yeah, you pretty much hear the same stuff that Sir Lancelot already told you. So, Amunet is at that shrine. Clay is busy helping mending clothes. Kurt, you're standing outside as you saw Caladril leave the building, and now Sir Lancelot and Char are walking out.
Yeah. So I'll be like, well, Kurt know, but I'm going to talk to the other two as well, but we're going to help what we can today, rest, and then tomorrow we will guard the farms.
How far away?
Hmm?
The farms, are they far away?
Judging from what he's heard, they sound like they're really far away.
No, they sound like they are just over, just just a little bit to the north of this building.
Just on yonder.
Like on the beginning of the
Yeah,
farms
they just
start
gotta-
at the other side of this building. The other, like the north of this building, right past a couple of the ruins. That's where the northern farms begin.
Oh,
Exactly.
should we just
Why didn't they move the refugee camp further away from the giants?
well,
The refugee camp is mostly on the seems to be gathered around the abbot. Sorry, around the cathedral. A lot of it's focusing on the south, and there are orchards and a couple of other smaller farm areas to the south that you pass through, south and east. But there appears to be more farms that are being hit by hill giants to the north of this area.
Yes, they don't ask for food, and we're given bushels to appease them. But since there's more people here now, they can't afford it, so they start rampaging and taking instead of asking. I cannot stand by that.
well, should we camp up there then?
Hmm. If we can camp out of sight, yes.
Mm. Can try.
I do not wish to be ambushed in our sleep again.
Well, I assure you, I have no more research to be done at the moment, so I will make sure to be on guard every evening.
He nods. I'll let the other two know. Maybe we'll set up camp then at night near to the north farms, that in case they attack at night. Or in the morning. We'll be close by.
How late is it in game, by the way, Chris?
It's noon.
Yeah. Oh, in that case, I'm gonna go to bed at a normal time. I thought it was way
Yeah.
later.
No, no, no. It's only noon at this point. So, that in that spirit, what are you guys? What are your characters' plans for the rest of the day?
After telling him that what they're planning on doing, he's literally going to do whatever heavy lifting he can around this refugee camp,
People are
aiding
quite
in any way he can.
quite appreciative of this.
I'm gonna keep fixing clothes till like 8 p.m. probably, and go wherever we're gonna sleep.
We're just going to be on the wagon, napping.
Kurt's just lounging where everyone else is helping around it.
Amunet
I
is
love
praying. Kurt's lounging. Pink is probably teaching his robot. Clay is fixing clothes. Sir Lancelot is helping lift stuff. Caladriel is healing people.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, resting as much as humanly possible to just pump out as many spells as I can.
What's Char doing?
That's a good question.
Oh, okay. I don't want to. Cause I imagine Char can kind of have time to get a general feel. Because can't he make the farmers more plentiful?
Uh-huh. He already spent a day doing that a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Making the grass more plentiful.
Well, it was a farm. It was a field.
If they seem to be somewhat short on food, then yeah, I guess I'll spend 8 hours just plant growth at near a farm.
I mean, they have been having their farms pillaged.
We're not having enough food.
Yeah. They could
Oh, that's
probably
about to
use-
change.
All right. So I got what everybody's doing between now and next session. And with that, we are going to close out the end of the session. That was the end of session 30. I know there was a lot of back and forth between various groups, but I hope you guys had some fun on that.
Always split the party.
Yeah. Well, you didn't.
Always split the party when it's safe. Extra productivity.
Although I did, as again, I really did enjoy that that random evening encounter. That was fun.
I am glad you enjoyed our near-death experiences.